Democratic response, Senator Lissa Slotkin said the president's being reckless with tariffs and DOJ-led cutbacks, warning of a recession and...
Your premiums and prescriptions will cost more because the math on his proposals doesn't work without going after your health care.
America's listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
What's accompanying this rain? Well, you've got rainy conditions all over Indiana right now. 47 degrees on Monument Circle. I'm John Herrick. Here's what's trending at 9:02. What's making the rain feel more intense at times today across Indiana is the wind.
Yeah, we're going to be looking at gusts in that 30 to 40 mile per hour range throughout the day. So within the showers, you might have a brief increase towards, that 40 to 50 mile per hour gust.
Aaron Updike with the National Weather Service in Indianapolis says you might get some snow this evening. More on your forecast in a moment. 2 people were killed in a shooting this morning in Brownsburg around 2:30. 1 person's been arrested. Brownsburg police say, though, if you have any information that might help them, give them a call. Some of Indiana's congressional delegations supported President Trump's speech Tuesday night. Others did not. You can read their full reaction at WIBC.com. The city of Indianapolis is facing a lawsuit after 2 kayakers died in the White River last year. Harrison Silcox reports.
The estates of Marcus Robinson and Solomon Shirley are suing this city after the 2 died while kayaking in April of 2024. The lawsuit claims that the 2 drowned after their kayaks went over a low-head dam on the White River that should have had some sort of warning signs posted around it. According to Wish TV, that dam partially collapsed in 2018 and was replaced with a rock dam. The city was also apparently given $750,000 in grant money to remove the dam, but it remains open. Harrison Silcox, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
The Indiana Pacers have won 3 of their last 4 games. They upended the Houston Rockets 115-102 Tuesday night inside Gainbridge Fieldhouse. Pacers head coach Rick Carlisle says the Rockets didn't make it easy.
And yet, they're so big and so athletic. There's at times only so much you can do. But we hung in there. Miles Turner was phenomenal in the last 6 minutes of the game.
They have the Atlanta Hawks tomorrow. And with traffic now, here's Matt Baer.
Bad crash on the west side, northbound 465 that's before the West 56th Street exit. Right now, 2 center lanes are closed, stopping traffic back to Crawfordsville Road. Also looking at the east side, southbound 465 at East 56th on the exit ramp. Westbound 70 slow to the north split from Shadeland Avenue. Northbound 6570 stop and go from the 465 ramps up to the south split. Traffic sponsored by Lear Capital. Our financial system is cracking under pressure. Your retirement is at risk. Take control now. Lear Capital is offering a free Sky High Silver report and Precious Metals IRA guide to betternestegg.com. Don't leave your future to chance. I'm Matt Baer with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
Texting enrolls you into recurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, how you doing? Haven't seen you around the gym for a while.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could be lower testosterone.
Lower T?
Yeah, I went through it a while back. Once you hit 40, your body has less free testosterone. I got Nugenix Total T, and it's made a huge difference for me.
I've seen that ad on TV. Is it for real?
Oh, yeah. The key ingredient is something called Tesnor, which helps boost free and total testosterone levels to help you trim up and stay lean.
And it's made a difference for you?
Man, I feel like I'm in my 20s again. At work, in the gym, and in the bedroom.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try it for themselves?
Yeah, you just need to send them a text.
Text MAINE to 321-321 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T, the #1 selling testosterone booster at GNC. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast. Absolutely free. Text MAIN to 321-321. That's MAINE to 321-321.
Go where the pros go. Drexel Interiors for 1951 cabinetry. Visit Drexel's Kitchen and Bath Design Centers at 146th and River Road, North Shadeland, or drexelin.com.
And the forecast from the American Standard Heating Weather Center.
Cloudy skies today with falling temperatures this afternoon. Could see some scattered showers. It's going to be windy with some of those rain showers changing over to snow showers later this evening. I'm Wish TV. Storm Track 8 meteorologist Tara Hastings for 93 WIBC.
And I'm John Herrick on the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com. 9:06, time for Kendall and Casey.
You're listening to Rob Kendall.
When we talk about sending money somewhere, we're talking about printing the money because we have no money.
And Casey Daniels.
My government would never lie to me, would they?
On 93 WIBC.
Good morning. Wednesday, March 5th. It is 6 minutes after 9 with Kendall and Casey on 93 WIBC. Did you stay up late and watch the entire speech? Trump addressed Congress last night. Many people said that he looked presidential, he was inspiring, he was unifying. However, there were others who said they felt worried or angry about his speech. Al Green, didn't want to stay together. He left. He didn't put a little love in his heart, did he?
I see what you did there.
Yeah.
That's funny. That's good
stuff. So you
stuff.
had Al Green getting booted. You had women in pink and more nonsense from the Democrats.
Well, that was the story, right? Is the speech was fine. I mean, I thought he does not have an answer for inflation. He does not have and that's going to bite him because he said he did. I mean, he's offering nothing that is going to make things more affordable. And he can rip on Biden, and there comes a window where people are like, okay, you've had your time to blame the other guy. You wanted this job. Why isn't it better? He doesn't have a plan for that. Rest of the speech, though, good, right? I thought he laid out a lot of great things and did fine. But the real story is the Democrats cannot help themselves. They are great at snatching defeat from the jaws of victory, and they keep losing. I mean, the Republicans suck. What's our saying right here? The Republicans?
Our ass.
Yes, that's right. The Republicans are a complete dumpster fire. They're an awful party. They do a horrible job in governing. And yet the Democrats keep losing to these Republicans because they behave like petulant little children, and they cannot just sit there and be professional. You know, what's the saying when your opponent is digging a grave, you know, let them keep going or whatever? I mean, in this case, if you're the Republicans, you don't ever have to govern well because people just look at the Democrats and go, what a clown show.
Yeah. So you had all those congressional Democrat women who were wearing pink to protest Donald Trump and his anti-woman policies. These are the same women who voted unanimously to keep boys in girls sports just the day before. It was an awful look. They looked ridiculous with their little signs like they were at an auction about to bid on something. There's no way that people are going to turn to that party.
Well, and so the problem is, and you see this more so on the left than the right, the politicians become completely beholden to the base of lunatics. And they either, I don't know, because they live on Twitter or what, think that this is some sort of large number of the American populace that believes the way they believe or behaves the way that they behave. And it's like, you're at your job, right? Can you imagine if at the all staff meeting, I just started holding up a paddle with signs on it or shaking a cane at Dion? Like, no, you wouldn't do that. You would be fired. You would be dismissed. And these people are seen as wildly unprofessional. And you know, we talk about this a lot in this state, where as bad as the Republicans are, the reason they're allowed to do that is people look at the Democrats in Indiana and go, nah, no thanks.
Yeah.
I mean, take the Attorney General's race, for example. I mean, there's a lot of people who can't stand Todd Rokita, but they look at Destiny Wells and go, yeah, no. I mean, I'm one of them, right? I'm a person who voted for Todd Rokita because I just wanted to cost Destiny Wells as many votes as I possibly could. And I know what Todd Rokita is. I can't stand the guy. Hope he loses his law license. Hope they pull him out of being Attorney General. But that's how bad the Democrats actually are. And they make no attempt to make inroads into the normalcy necessary to hold power consistently and govern this country.
Yeah. And at one point, Donald Trump even said, there's nothing I can say that will make them applaud. Or clap or
they
happy.
wouldn't applaud for Lake and Riley. They wouldn't applaud for the kid with a brain cancer, brain tumor.
DJ.
I mean,
it was gross.
And then you got people like Andre Carson, who, I mean, you want to talk just an exhausting human being, who's tweeting all this stuff out about Social Security. Like, there's no fraud. There's no evidence of fraud in Social Security. They catch people all the time they caught the woman the other day whose husband had been dead 20 years or whatever it was and was getting his benefits. Hello, Einstein. That is fraud. This stuff exists all over the place. Also, totally disingenuous not to admit to the American public, we're running out of money in this thing.
Yeah.
And so, you know, they'll win their pockets where the districts are gerrymandered, like Marion County is, where Andre Carson can't lose, and you'll have these radical extremists like Ilhan Omar, et cetera. They'll stay in there, but they're not going to gain any ground because people just look at this and go, well, yeah, Republicans aren't great, but they ain't those people.
Right. So majority of people approved of Trump's plans on immigration, government spending, and even the Ukraine conflict. A CBS instant poll of Trump's speech said 76% of people approve, 23% disapprove. I was moved quite a few times during the speech.
What do you mean you were moved?
I
you got up and moved?
No.
Like you went to the fridge?
No, not physically. I went to the bathroom. No, like I felt hopeful and proud. There were a few moments where I felt like, okay, this is the change that we voted for.
Well, like I said, he did pretty well on most of the speech, and that's great. But he does not have an answer. He does not have an answer to the thing that will ultimately, I think, in large part decide how his presidency is viewed this time, which is getting inflation under control. You cannot just say Biden did it. Okay. Well, that's not all true because you were president for $8 trillion of that magical money printing. So that's not true. But it doesn't even matter if Biden did it all on his own. You wanted this job. You ran on, I will fix this day one. Well, we're way past day one. And not only is there not a plan to fix the things you're doing, I mean, look, I don't necessarily oppose the trade stuff, but that's not going to make it it's going to make it worse, right? So he's got to figure that out, and I think they're kind of throwing stuff at the wall right now because the reality is the trade stuff is necessary to get the fentanyl and the illegal immigration and the drug stuff under control, which he's got to make that case better. He's got to make that case better that's why he's doing that, and I think people will understand that. But in terms of doing that, then you make things more expensive by doing that, which is the exact opposite of what you said you were going to do.
What's the deal with that woman who was holding the sign that said, "This is not normal"? Did you see her?
Did you see her look? Did she look normal to you?
Who is she talking about?
Well, and again, right? I mean, these lawmakers, and we talked about this for years on this show, that these lawmakers, in large part because we do this, believe they're better than us. They don't believe they owe us anything. They don't believe they're accountable to us. And this is why I've said you've got to stop paying to go to dinners with these people. You got to stop acting like you're meeting a celebrity when you get your photo with them. You got to stop treating them like it's some big deal when you meet them because they believe they're not accountable to us. They believe they can do whatever they want to do. And as a result of that, they treat you like garbage.
How many canes did you count, by the way? I know there were a few there.
Here's something
Nancy Pelosi was grasping hers.
Here's something I learned last night, and I had no idea this was the thing. And full disclosure, I did not watch the whole speech. I watched the first part of the IU basketball game, and then I realized that is going nowhere. But I obviously have seen and heard most of it now through Twitter, the radio, etc. I did not know. I was watching the pre events. And Justice Kennedy showed up because I'm seeing, they're showing the Supreme Court justices. Not all of them were there. Kavanaugh was there. Roberts was there. One or two others. And there's this old guy shuffling behind Kavanaugh. And I'm like, and he's got the robe on. I was like, that guy is not on the Supreme Court. I know the Supreme Court. That guy's not. And they're like, there's Justice Kennedy. So I did not know this either. If this is, as a Supreme Court justice, you are entitled to attend for life.
Or he got an invitation.
They were just like, hey, Thomas isn't going. If you'd like to go, here's a free ticket. And he's like, I'm 9 million years old. What else am I doing on a Tuesday night? Okay, I'll go.
We have an open seat.
I'd love to know if that is a thing where you are entitled to life to go, or somebody just said, hey, because he was Kavanaugh's mentor. And so if Kavanaugh just invited him, I'd love to know what the rules are on that.
He was a very esteemed seat filler.
Yes, that's right. I mean, because what are you going to have? Are you going to be scalping those tickets? As Thomas say, hey, I got two. Right down there in the front row.
Front row. Okay, so Donald Trump said America is back, but then it was about 4 minutes in when Speaker Mike Johnson, after multiple warnings, called in the Sergeant-at-Arms to eject Representative Al Green from the House chamber.
Mr. Green, take your seat. Take your seat, sir. Take your seat. Finding that members continue to engage in willful and concerted disruption of proper decorum, the chair now directs the Sergeant-at-Arms to restore order. Remove this gentleman from the chamber.
Bailiff, arrest that man.
Now, it know you said you were watching the IU game. Did you miss that part when they booted him out?
I was following it on Twitter. I think the AP had a live stream of the event, so I saw it, essentially right as it happened. I was trying to do two things at once. I mean, it's just ridiculous. It's ridiculous behavior. These are grown-ass people that are behaving in this fashion, and you represent, you're one of the 535 most powerful people in the country, and this is how you behave. I mean, you sit there, right? You don't have to clap. You don't like what he has to say. That's fine. No obligation. But you sit there in a professional and business-like manner, and these people don't feel any obligation to do any of that.
Grandstanding. I wonder how many people had ever heard of Al Green before last night.
Oh, he's been at it for years. Didn't he try to impeach Trump the last time on?
Well, he said he's going to write up articles of impeachment.
He will
again.
not be deterred. You got to give him credit. He will not give up easily.
And at one point, Trump called Elizabeth Warren Pocahontas to her face.
That's right. I did love that. That was great. Do we have audio of that?
We do.
Oh, can we hear that?
Yeah.
Of dollars to support Ukraine's defense with no security, with no anything. Do you want to keep it going for another 5 years? Yeah, you would say Pocahontas says yes.
Yeah, that's great. So he was talking about getting out of Ukraine, and the only time those people clapped was for Ukraine. Did you notice that?
Yeah.
The only time those people clapped, there was nothing for this country. It was for Ukraine. And no reasonable person looks at that and goes, something is very off that these Democrats are so invested in this country that doesn't even like us, has no track record of being friends of ours, that they are, they were wearing blue. They weren't wearing blue for the red, white, and blue. They were wearing blue for Ukraine. There's something, what's it called, Casey, where you take money and then you give it to somebody and they do something with it to hide nefarious mean. What?
Put it through the spin cycle?
Yeah, what's that called?
Yeah, money laundering.
Money laundering.
Yeah.
I think a reasonable person would start to look at this and go, yeah, there's something really
going on there.
Really untoward that the Democrats are this invested in the money being cut off potentially to the Ukraine.
You are listening to Kendall and Casey. It's 93 WIBC.
No matter where you head on your commute, Matt Bear is there. Paris.
Les Champs-Élysées sont un véritable parking ce matin.
Warsaw.
W drodze do pracy wyjdź trochę wcześniej.
Or Brazil.
Temos bisbilhotice no Rio de Janeiro. Não haja como turista.
Matt, these are all cities in Indiana.
Oh, that makes my job easier.
Making your commute easier. Matt Bear Traffic. Mornings and afternoons on 93 WIBC.
Hey, Bill, where you been? You're overdue for a haircut.
Man, listen, my water pipes burst and flooded my house. Place a mess. I've been staying with my daughter till I can figure out what to do.
You trying to fix it and move back in?
No way. It's too big a mess. It'll cost me tens of thousands of dollars. I ain't got that kind of money.
You trying to sell it then?
Well, that's what I'd like to do, but who's going to buy my house in this condition?
Did you call Simple Quarters?
Simple Quarters?
Simple Quarters bought our house when we were in a jam. We needed to move real quick. They closed fast and gave us cash.
Simple Quarters will buy in any condition?
That's right. They buy as is. You don't have to repair anything or clean anything out. It's simple.
What do I have to do?
Just call them. They'll do a quick walkthrough, then they'll make you an offer.
Simple Quarters is a local Christian company that loves to help people in difficult situations. Call Simple Quarters at 317-900-HOME. That's 317-900-HOME. Check us out at simplequarters.com.
Hi, this is Denny Smith, and I'm betting that you already know that your carpets could use a good spring cleaning. Why? Well, because there's no telling what's in those carpets at this point. Here's some great news. Zerorez has a February special of 3 rooms of carpet cleaning starting at $119 plus $75 off air duct cleaning. The Zerorez pros know how to get your carpets and floors and rugs, upholstery, and even your ductwork really clean. They can help you deal with the deeply embedded dirt, dander, allergens, not to mention the pet stains and, yeah, some of your stains. The game changer is the patented ZR water that uses no soap, leaves no residue, and there are no harsh chemicals because they just aren't needed to get things really clean. It's time to spring clean with Zero Res. Give them a call, mention WIBC, and get 3 rooms cleaned starting at $119 plus $75 off air duct cleaning. 317-388-5141, 317-388-5141, or book things online at zeroresindy.com.
Life-changing discovery should never be left to chance. IU Indianapolis is Indiana's premier urban research university, home to 50 research centers and institutes, which means our students don't just study groundbreaking research, they make their very own breakthroughs from day one. We're here to make the future happen. Bring on tomorrow. IU Indianapolis. Discover what's next at go.iu.edu/breakthrough.
Garage Doors of Indianapolis is everything that's right about Central Indiana. They've been locally family-owned for 50 years, helping our local economy remain strong by employing 70 families. Garage Doors of Indianapolis is proud to do business right here in the great state of Indiana. They're a conservative-minded company that shares our values and stands by their products and services. You can call Garage Doors of Indianapolis today for service today. 875-4577, 875-4577, or visit doorstoday.com.
Why pay more for prescriptions? Stop overpaying and start saving with SingleCare. It's easy. Find your prescription on singlecare.com, show the coupon at the pharmacy, and start saving. SingleCare works at pharmacies nationwide and is completely free to use, whether you have insurance or not. So the next time you fill a prescription, check SingleCare to make sure you're getting the best price. Take control of your prescription costs. Go to singlecare.com or download the free app today.
The Attorney General's Office, reuniting Hoosiers with over $1 million in unclaimed property every week. Visit indianaunclaimed.gov or text money to 46220 today.
I'm so tired of being alone. I'm so tired of alone. Won't you help me?
So, Governor Braun signed 2 executive orders, and they are to provide justice in women's sports and rejecting extreme gender ideology.
So this is basically saying if you have a penis, you can't play the women's sports.
Yeah. And last night during his speech, Donald Trump said, woke is dead. And he had Riley Gaines there in the audience. And he also had Peyton McNabb, who is that volleyball player who was hit in the head with the volleyball and suffered paralysis because of it. So it seems that Governor Braun is just following the lead of Donald Trump.
Well, it is... It's just like common sense stuff.
Common sense.
If you're a man, you play the men's sports. If you're a woman, you play the women's sports. Just because you're a man, you can't pretend to be a woman. Like, you can tell yourself whatever you want, but it doesn't mean I have to accept it, and it doesn't mean society has to accept it. And if you look at these men who are playing women's sports, they're winning all the women's sports. They're crushing the women, and there's a big block of this country just like, that's fine.
So the order directs Indiana's public universities to follow the 2020 Title IX rule, not the 24 Biden administration update. So I don't know. Carl sent you this article, and I think this is why he sent it to you, about this school district in Virginia where this guy was flashing girls in the locker room.
So Carl is Tony's producer. We love Carl. Carl will send me random emails throughout the course of the day. The headline, I just told Kev, I was like, listen to this headline of the thing that Carl sent me. And so, by the way, this guy looks like, I've seen his photo. He looks like Buffalo, the guy who played Buffalo Bill, you know.
In Silence of the Lambs.
She's a big old fat girl.
It puts the lotion on it.
Yeah, I mean, this guy looks, have you seen it? Have you clicked it?
I haven't seen the picture,
I'll forward you the email. He looks just like Buffalo Bill, hair and everything. Sex offender who identifies as transgender exposes himself to kids again at VA school. That's the headline.
Yeah. But to Carl's point, he's not even putting on woman face.
No, he's not even trying.
Right.
He's just claiming I'm a woman.
Right.
And I identify as this.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
That's utterly ridiculous. And the fact that any person, I mean, yesterday or 2 days ago, the Democrats blocked that bill in the Senate. I mean, the Democrats are the party that believe that if you have a penis, you know, it's amazing to me. It's just absolutely amazing that this is now mainstream policy in the Democrat Party. They support this stuff.
Yep, there was that legislation, and it was aimed to prevent transgender athletes from participating in girls and women's sports, and it failed. They needed 60 votes for it to advance, but all Democrats voted against it, and it was 51 to 45. And then the very next day, all of those women showed up in pink.
I love so Capitol Chronicle obviously did a big thing on this. I'm just going to read you part of the story. Are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, think like this is where we're at in 2025, where you got to put barriers on this. It additionally bars the use of state funds to, quote, promote gender ideology and directs agencies to, quote, avoid using terms that obfuscate the fundamental, deeply rooted legal distinction between men and women, including phrases like chest feeding, birthing persons, men with periods, and people who menstruate.
What was the phrase that
women?
The guy in Minnesota, what did he want to say? Not birthing person, it was something else. He wanted to rename mothers.
He wanted to what?
Rename mothers. Take the word away. But the second executive order that Braun put out was law that bases Indiana laws are based on biological sex.
Yeah.
Not gender ideology.
Well, they also got rid of the X, I think, on the driver's license. You can't. I mean, Holcomb, because he had two cells in his brain and would do whatever his adult supervision told him. Thought it'd be cool to be able to mark your driver's license with an X. Male, female, X. And Braun said we're not doing that anymore either.
So New York Times poll said that 79% of Americans believe that trans athletes should not compete in women's athletes.
All right. Big day today is a bunch of, just crying, wailing local government officials are going to be making their way to the State House to tell the Ways and Means people how there'll be no police or fire or snow plows or street lights or, I don't know, we get libraries in there. Be all in one-room schoolhouses. Senate Bill 1 is being heard in the Ways and Means today.
Yeah, big day today, huh? So Jim Merritt's going to join us.
Yeah, we'll figure out how this is going to go today, and we'll talk a little bit about the future of this bill and what he thinks is likely to happen. All hope is not lost, says Merritt. I don't think this is going to go well today, though. But he said no need to panic. He thinks it'll all work out in the end. We'll talk about it next.
It's 93 WIBC.
Attention! If you owe money to the IRS, this is an urgent message. The IRS is cracking down by sending out collection letters, garnishing paychecks, seizing bank accounts, and putting liens on homes and businesses. They call it enforced compliance, and you better watch out because penalties and interest on unpaid taxes compound daily, making it even harder to get out of debt. Don't let tax debt destroy your life. You need to call Optima Tax Relief, America's #1 tax resolution firm. They're experts in taxpayer assistance programs that can save you thousands if you qualify. A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau, Optima's resolved over $1 billion of tax debt for their clients. Let them fight on your behalf, helping to put your tax problems to rest. Call the tax professionals at Optima now for a free consultation.
Call 800-367-6289. 800-367-6289. 800-367-6289.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Nobody cares for you like family. Family Heating and Air.
We set out to be the very best of the best, and the past couple years we've actually achieved that. For all of the state of Indiana, we've been awarded the Dealer of the Year award twice now. Unlike other brands, that only gets handed to one dealer every year, and we're very proud to have won that twice.
Put the best to work for you at FamilyHVAC.net. Family Heating and Air is your trusted local independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
Expect it to change soon. It's cloudy and 47 degrees in downtown Indy. 55 is your high today. I'm John Herrick. Here's what's trending at 9:30. Rain is falling right now across the state, but that is supposed to change later.
We'll still have some scattered rain showers throughout, and then as we get into the evening hours, we're going to start approaching that freezing point, and these rain showers will start turning into snow showers.
Aaron Updike with the National Weather Service in Indianapolis says he expects light accumulations of snow. One of the people not happy with President Trump's speech Tuesday night is Senator Bernie Sanders.
Trump spoke for over 90 minutes, although I must confess it seemed a lot longer than that, and he almost completely ignored the issues that are keeping working people up at night.
He says Trump failed to mention health care, but did claim that millions of dead people over the age of 100 are collecting Social Security, which the Vermont Independent calls an outrageous lie. And touring the U.S. this autumn is Eric Clapton. He'll travel across North America from September 8th with a show at the Bridgestone Arena in Nashville. He'll then head to Cleveland, Philadelphia, Boston, and New York before one final show in Uncasville on September 20th. And your live opening bell report on 93 WIBC, brought to you by Absolute Wealth Management, LLC. So far, the Dow is up 18 points to 42,538. The S&P 500 is up 8 points to 5,786. And the NASDAQ is up 59 points to 18,344. I'm Sean Herrick on the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
Every day, we knock on doors, tell people how they can cut their power bill in half, and get this, most don't even listen. So instead of walking miles in the sun, we figured, why not buy a radio commercial? Here's the deal. You can switch to solar with zero down, save up to 50%, and never stress about rising electric rates again. Most people will still ignore this, but not you, right? Visit us online, savewithsolarnow.com, for your free quote. That's savewithsolarnow.com.
Technology Recyclers is the safe and ethical choice for your computer and electronics recycling. R2 certified, 100% landfill free, guaranteed destruction of data, and absolutely free pickups. Visit tech-recyclers.com.
Feeling the aches and pains of everyday life slowing you down? Introducing Blue Emu, America's #1 emu oil formula for pain relief. In a recent clinical trial, 91% of users saw improvement after using Blue Emu. Whether you're working hard, playing harder, or just staying active, Blue Emu penetrates deep to relieve joint and muscle pain fast. And best of all, you won't stink. Join the 91% who felt the difference. Find Blue Emu at your local retailer or online. Blue Emu works fast and you won't stink.
Cold weather brings hot savings at Tom Roush Lincoln. Select 2024 Lincoln Navigators, now $12,000 off, and get 0% for 72 months. How about an all-new 2024 Lincoln Nautilus, now $6,000 off with rates starting at 4.9% for 60 months. So get in on those hot savings at Tom Roush Lincoln in Fishers.
Lincoln Navigator MSRP $104,825. Lincoln Nautilus MSRP $61,695. Offers going on now. Subject to credit approval. See dealer for complete offer details.
Best decision I ever made was having Window Nation windows installed in my house, saving me a bunch of money on energy. My old windows were cracked and drafty and letting the air through. Window Nation came in and took care of all that within a day. And you know what? Window Nation windows are high quality and affordable. Right now, you can get 2 windows free with every 2 you buy. And you can get 0 interest and 0 payments for 2 years. Pay nothing until 2027.
This is the deal you want. 2 windows for free with every 2 that you buy. Plus 0 interest, 0 payments for 2 years. Pay nothing until 2027. Call a representative at Window Nation right now. They will walk you through the entire process. 866-90-NATION. Get that fast, free estimate right now with Window Nation. 866-90-NATION or go to windownation.com.
Well, the second half of the General Assembly has begun. I expect to be thoroughly disappointed. Let's find out. What are you laughing at, Casey? You know it's true.
I think we're both laughing.
Were you disappointed in the first half?
Well, for the most part.
Okay.
I mean, there were a couple shining. You know, what is the NCAA? By the way, Jim Merritt is our guest. Hello.
Hello.
One shining moment.
The one shining moment. I think the one shining moment was the partisan, treating the school board elections like every other election in the state, making it out of the Senate.
That was a gain.
That was the surprise.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll give him credit for that one.
Take the win.
Doesn't in any way, shape, form, or fashion make up for the abomination that became the property tax bill.
Sure.
Speaking of which, the Ways and Means hearing is today at 1:30.
You're in play. Senate Bill 1's in play.
Today, yes. Now, I fully anticipate these blood-sucking parasite government people to show up with their sob stories about the police disappearing and the firemen disappearing. And I guess Greg Taylor now thinks the snowplows are going to disappear and the street lights are going to disappear. And maybe the Carmel Council president was concerned about the libraries. Now, Carmel can't keep their story straight on if public safety is in danger or not, because Spend and Sue says no. Council Prez said yes. I don't know if he didn't get the memo that they had changed the story.
Sure.
But anyway, I fully expect this to be, won't somebody think of the children at Ways and Means today?
Will Fort Wayne Community Schools send someone down to speak on their behalf because they're very concerned?
Yes.
Well, this is to kind of educate our audience. The Senate bills are and the House bills are determined in January and February, and whatever's passes goes to the opposite House for their consideration. So Senate Bill 1 passed the Senate committee that deals with taxation, and it was amended so that gutted so that it was not what the governor wanted, but everybody said that this is a bill that should go forward, so it was voted on third reading. Now is in the House of Representatives for their consideration, and the House Ways and Means, they have the quote-unquote jurisdiction for this type of bill. And March 5th, the House Ways and Means Committee will go and look at this. The Republicans are in the major majority, supermajority of this. And what I believe will happen is that they will have a long committee hearing today. They won't take a vote. And I think that the Governor Braun needs to treat this as a campaign, but he needs to be careful because he can't be insulting members of the House of Representatives.
I was told yesterday by a very reliable source, they said, quote, get ready for a special session.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody has any faith that Houston is going to permit the House to do anything that helps the people, and Braun has basically told him, if you don't, I'm vetoing it, so get ready. So I'm torn on this, Merritt, because on one end, I want the property tax thing fixed. Like, that's obviously always been the goal. But if the House does something as stupid as the Senate did, and we'll get an idea of this here coming up in the next week, what the Ways and Means is going to do, we might get 10,000 people at our rally on the 17th.
Or we may be talking about this in September.
Well,
and so there's your content.
Yeah.
But what is going to be really interesting is everybody is in the State House right now is going to tread water until the forecast.
You are hung up on this forecast that is going to be everything.
Well, it is everything, because what happens is there's a committee that looks at all of the economic indicators sometime in the first part of April to see what's going to happen to Indiana in the next 2 years. If it goes off like a rocket ship, and the taxes that are going to be coming into the state are more plentiful than they think right now, then they have a lot of room to have a tax rebate to deal with this property tax issue in a large fashion. And conversely, if the forecast that we're talking about isn't rosy, isn't sunny, then then the legislature, who has Medicaid on their forehead, they have education, they have all these expenses that are part of the state budget. The property tax issue will go away.
The system sucks, and let me tell you why. Because we went through this on the Senate side, now we're going through it on the House side. We get notified on, think, a Thursday, hey, we're going to hear this on Wednesday. Yeah, the blood-sucking parasites get paid to go down there. These mayors get paid to go down there. These county council or commissioner people get paid to go down there. Our side has to work. Mm-hmm. And, look at what we did with the property tax rally. Hey, we're basically giving you close to a month to plan to take this day off because you got to go produce. This is an unfair fight where the best we can do with most of these people is, hey, send J.D. Prescott an email and he'll try to present them, to the lawmakers. And then you'll hear, well, nobody showed up. Mm-hmm. They know they don't want people to show up because they know the side that they want is going to show up because they don't got nothing else to do.
Well, also, this gives the teachers and the people that are a part of the system, police officers and everybody that is paid through the property tax system, a chance for the next 6 weeks to come to the State House as well. And And both sides of this question, there will be a lot of people going through that metal detector in the State House in the next 6 weeks. And special session, if that's actually the case where the governor said to the speaker that we'll see you in special session in May, well, it's a majority plus one. And so the override is very possible. And what I think will actually happen is we will have a very, very good economic forecast that we're not expecting right now. And they will put Senate Bill 1 into the budget.
Okay, let's talk about that for a second, because that's been your theory from the beginning. Yeah. If they really want to pass Senate Bill 1 and make it pass, there is a way to do that, and everybody would go, well, I had to vote for the budget.
Well, that's exactly right. And don't forget the Senate. The Senate passed a bill. I know everybody said this is a work in progress and everything, but they have their stipulations. They went through a committee process. They voted on Senate Bill 1. They want Senate Bill 1 as is with some tweaks. Now, I don't know. I've seen some tweets from some members of the House Republicans from the House of Representatives who will be at your rally and that want changes to Senate Bill 1.
Our friends.
So it's
you coming?
It's
you wear your green.
It's a delicious combination, and yes, I'll be there.
Oh, perfect.
But the bottom line is, because I'm interested.
I'll let you go buy me a beer with Klopfensteinstein afterwards.
The bottom line is it's going to be a very interesting 6 weeks. It'll culminate in what the economic forecast is going to be for the next 2 years.
So you're saying that some of these lawmakers, they could put it in the budget and they could use that as cover?
Yes. Yes, you have to. That is the goal of this. Happened back in the early 90s with riverboats. They put riverboats in the budget and everybody voted for it. And then there was a long drawn out court battle. And probably people remember the St. John court battle that talked about property taxes that may come into play here somewhere. And so there's a lot of factors that are going into this. And it could very easily be because the state has to pass a budget that they will put it in the budget.
Now, I heard a rumor, and of course that's what we deal with sometimes, rumor, speculation, innuendo, is that as soon as the Senate gutted Senate Bill 1, Braun has been really looking at special session all along.
Well, he could be, and he's got to treat this, like I said, as a campaign for the next 2 months, if that's actually the case. But he also has to have a plan. Is it Senate Bill 1 as it was introduced or bust? Now, if it's that, he can expect a veto override.
Now, what's the new language? Because Houston and Braun had their little gaggle without questions, and they said new language, but
I don't know.
We not tell you what it is.
Yeah, I don't know what that is. I saw the press conference that they came out of the governor's office and at a kumbaya, but I really don't know. I don't think many people know what's actually there.
Is there new language?
Well, we talked about this yesterday, Casey. There is no agreement.
Yeah.
So anyway, hey, real quick before we go, we had Mitch Daniels on yesterday.
Wonderful.
I should probably get a Marconi for that interview.
Well,
very good.
Mitch is so commonsensical.
What are you laughing at?
Very commonsensical. I wish you were in on the interview. And Casey.
She was vacationing.
Yeah, well, yeah. But bottom line is Mitch ran this state like a business.
Yeah.
And the pennies in the tread of
I love that. That's such a great story.
There are so many stories about Governor Daniels spoke to custodians, and I saw him do this, and they changed the way they clean the State House.
Well, and the message to Braun should be Mitch Daniels is the most beloved political figure in the history of this state because people believed he had their back, that he was competent, and he was a man of his word. And so on Braun, if you want to end up in that level, the people are behind you on the property tax thing. You cannot give in and sign anything that doesn't do the thing that you said you want to do. And that was sort of one of the things I hope people took away from that is Mitch Daniels, all these years later, is beloved because he did things that helped people and made government better, and he didn't back down.
Well, not only that, I wish your interview could have gone a little longer because he was working with Senator Long. He was working with Speaker Bosma. He was working with Senator Kenley and the people that in the legislature that helped make the decisions. And so when it was finished, not only the governor owned it. The legislature owned it, and it's going to take Governor Braun getting in, rolling up his sleeves, and finding a solution that he can sell, that he has a win here. Veto override is not a win for the governor.
It's a win for our show.
It's a win for Hoosiers.
But it's a win for our show.
Yeah,
well,
I
mean, it's not a win for Hoosiers.
I was told the other day I only care about myself, so let's.
A governor lost, if you will, and things that end badly when veto overrides come. And
but look, Jim, and I know we got to go here, but the Republican Party, all kidding aside, the Republican Party has time and again proven they do not care about the people. They do not. They put these government entities ahead of people. They put the growth of government ahead of people. And a veto from Braun and that special session will put a spotlight on to the entire state on who these people are and how little they actually care about you. And part of this is the Republican Party, as it exists now, in many senses, needs to go away. And the only way that's going to happen is if people have it just hits them right between the nose. Right? Here's who these people are. Right. They don't care about you. They'd rather protect these out-of-control local governments than you.
I'm just going to say this, that a governor in his first 6 months deserves and has to have a win.
Yeah.
And Speaker Houston, Senator Bray, everybody that is in leadership in both sides of the building have to have the goal of the governor coming away with the win.
Jim _ Merritt on Twitter. Jim _ Merritt on Twitter. I love your bad photography. It's one of my favorite parts of Twitter is when you just take bad photos of me and Abdul. Merritt in the Morning is the podcast. Thank you.
Thank you.
It's Kendall and Casey on 93 WIBC.
Hammer and Nigel show 3:06 this afternoon. We will recap the Donald Trump speech last night. We got tons of highlights for you, and the Tonus, Tony Kennett, will join us. 93 WIBC.
Transform your home with Galaxy Concrete Coatings. Say goodbye to cracked, stained floors and hello to durable, stunning surfaces that last. Their cutting-edge technology ensures a beautiful finish every time, and you get to pick out from their many colors. Upgrade your home today like I did. Galaxy Concrete Coatings. They're for garage floors, driveways, pool decks, and patios. They come with a lifetime warranty and one-day professional installation. Call now for a free estimate. 877-417-0635. They're also online at galaxyconcretecoatings.com.
There she is, founder and CEO. High five. Yeah.
Dave can't stop celebrating with every business owner in town.
All right, Baker Man, high five.
He's sharing the excitement of big savings with the Comcast Business 5-year price lock guarantee.
Oh, up top, bike shop. Yeah.
It's 5 years of gig speed internet.
Quick, high five.
5 years of advanced security.
5 years.
And 5 years of a great rate that won't change.
Yeah, law partners. Chamberlain, Messelthorpe, Dubois.
All from the company with 99.9% network reliability. Switch today and get the 5-year price lock guarantee.
5 years.
It's back, but only for a limited time.
Woo!
Powering 5 years of savings, powering possibilities. Comcast Business.
Can't forget you, voiceover guy.
Ah, thanks, Dave.
High five.
Ends 3/9/25. Guaranteed rate applies to monthly service charge for new customers on qualifying internet bundle, excluding taxes and fees. Other restrictions apply.
Hi, I'm Charlie Comer from Comer & Cross Premium Garage Floor Coatings. When your garage floor has stains, cracks, and pits, it makes your whole garage look bad. And a bad epoxy job looks even worse. Look, spring will be here on March 20th. For your best price of the year on your new garage floor, basement, or patio, and installation this spring, please call me now at 1-800-NEW-FLOOR. Guaranteed, a Comer & Cross concrete floor coating won't chip, crack, or show tire lift like epoxy or paint ever. In one day, we make it so easy. We move your stuff out for you. We fix the cracks and pits perfectly. And apply your gleaming new Comer & Cross concrete floor in 6 stages, just in time for spring. For your best price of the year on your new garage floor, basement, or patio, and installation by spring, please call me now at 1-800-NEW-FLOOR. That's 1-800-NEW-FLOOR. Or go to COMERcross.com.
Hello, friends. It's Rob for Universal Windows Direct. And I want to tell you about Universal Windows Direct's tax time sale. Your opportunity to save big while making your home more comfortable and energy efficient. Right now, for every 2 windows you buy, you're going to get the next 2 free. No limit. Plus, and this will make your wallet even happier, Pay no interest until 2030. That's right, no interest for the next 6 years, making it easier than ever to afford the quality windows your home needs. Oh, but wait, there's more. This month only, Universal Windows Direct is giving you an extra $500 off your home improvement project. Now, some restrictions may apply, so to get all the details and schedule your free in-home estimate, that's right, free in-home estimate, call Universal Windows Direct today at 317-659-7574. 317-659-7574. Check them out on the web. See what they have to offer. UniversalWindowsDirect.com. UniversalWindowsDirect.com. Tell them Rob sent you.
Think of everything you do to provide for your family. A home, food on the table, healthcare, vacations, and saving for your kids' education. It's all good as long as you're alive, but it's only a drop in the bucket of what they'll need if you die without life insurance. Buying term life insurance is not something you can afford to put off. Call the Term Lifeline now for the lowest possible rates on quality term life insurance. Term life rates are at all-time lows, and we can save you up to 70%. If you already have coverage, you could be paying too much. One call could save you thousands of dollars. We have great rates for smokers, too, or if you have health problems. Providing for today is good, but it's not enough if you die prematurely. Call the Term Lifeline today for a free quote. Protect your family and see if you could save up to 70%.
866-549-TERM. 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 That's 866-549-8376.
Kendall and Casey.
I'm a young, up-and-coming professional. We are people who want to work. We want to engage. We don't want to be freeloaders. And yet, it makes it very hard for young people to actually do that.
Kendall and Casey, 9 till noon on 93 WIBC.
Casey. Frankie Valli is 9,521 years old.
That's old.
And you can see him at the end of March for a mere $64.
$64.
That's the low end.
Right. So he's going to be playing with the Four Seasons at Old National Center.
Well, he's going to be playing with a bunch of young guys that they call the Four Seasons.
Right.
Now, okay,
because he has outlasted the Four Seasons.
Oh yeah. Well, he what is he? He'll be 91 in May.
He's gone through more than 4 seasons.
Axios has a list of the spring concert lineup in the greater central Indiana area. Pretty lackluster, actually.
Yeah.
I mean, there's some okay.
I got excited for a second because I thought, oh my gosh, the Red Hot Chili Peppers. It's not. It's the Red Hot Chili Pipers.
Well, that might be great as well.
I'm sure it's very entertaining.
Okay,
not the same thing. Totally different experience.
So the Frankie Valli stuff has made the news because there's been videos of him surface where he appears to be totally lost on stage.
Yeah.
And he's not even...
He's still collecting that paycheck, isn't he?
It appears he's lip syncing because he's not even like singing to the music properly. I mean, I don't know, man. I kind of feel like the way about music that I do about the Congress. There comes an age. It's like I didn't go to the Springsteen shows this time. Why? Because he's older, he's slower. I don't want to remember him as anything other than awesome, and so I'm just not participating in that anymore. I kind of feel the same way about this. That there comes a point where you should probably just call it a day.
Hang it up.
You had the time.
I was thinking, so Frankie Valli, born in 1934.
Yes, that's right.
And I was thinking about what things have come into the world since he was born. And, you think electric vehicle, of course,
Sure.
3D printing, GPS, the internet. And then there's a few other ones, a mobile phone. Yeah, some obvious ones, right? How about the discovery of the double helix structure we call DNA?
Oh.
The laser, the polio vaccine, the credit card, microwave oven, transistor radio, a jet engine.
Yeah.
He is older than all of these things.
Roosevelt was president.
When he was born.
When he was born.
Yeah.
When he was born, man looked up at the moon and was like, "I wonder what's up there." I mean,
is that cheese?
It's Avril Lavigne is Avril Lavigne is playing. She's at the
Skater Girl
at the Ruoff. Yeah.
You've got the Wallflowers as well.
Jacob Dylan, Bob Dylan's son.
That's right.
Rick Springfield. That's at the Fishers Event Center. Is that correct, Kev?
Yeah, Fishers Event Center.
I bet you would be able to go there and pick up some well-assembled moms, like probably the 40 to 50 age range.
Yeah, I've seen them 3 times. It definitely seems like there are some cougars there.
That's right. That's what I'm saying. And you are entering, as you enter your 30s, you are in that prime
window. See, Kev, you can go either way now. You could date a 21-year-old and it's normal. You could also date a 45-year-old and it's normal. You are, and I told you this a couple weeks ago, you are entering the prime age, if you're a single person and a good-looking guy such as yourself, to be picking up chicks, because you basically got like a 25-year window that you choose from, and it's all fine and it's all normal. No one will judge you.
You've got Brett Michaels and the All-American Rejects. They're playing at the Miller Lite Carb Day.
That's right. You going to go?
At the IMS. I think that may be on the calendar this
I think
year.
You should do
I have
that.
not been to Carb Day, so this may be the year for it.
Don't whip out and get in the suite. Like, you go down there with the people.
Right.
You go down there and party with the people. I think you and Kev should both go, and then Kev's going to document everything and report back.
Take some video?
Yeah.
Okay. It is Kendall and Casey. It's 93 WIBC.
Has the holiday season left you overwhelmed, stressed out, and overweight? Do you feel frustrated when you think about what you need to do to be healthy and feel better? You deserve a simple approach to a stronger, healthier, and more enjoyable life. Exercise Inc. has been helping people in Central Indiana reach their health and fitness goals for 20 years. The approach is simple. Strength train with a certified coach once a week for 20 minutes. Adopt the 9 simple habits you need to follow to change your health and lose weight. Then get out there and enjoy life, because you'll be stronger and have more energy, and you're going to feel better, and you'll lose weight, and you'll probably even look better too. And you may even be able to get off of some of those prescription medications. Exercise Inc., Avon, Brownsburg, Greenwood, Zionsville, and now in Fishers. The studios are private, no mirrors, no music, and no spandex. Just you and a professional coach working to reach your goals for the new year. Go to exerciseinc.com today to sign up for a free consultation.
The floodgates are about to open in Indiana as spring approaches. Don't press your luck thinking your sump pump is working properly before it's too late. A sump pump is vital to protecting your home from heavy rains and rising waters that can sneak inside and wreak havoc in your home. Luckily for you, during the month of March, my friends at Hope Plumbing are offering a $300 off the purchase of a new sump pump with a battery backup. Call Hope Plumbing today and keep your head above water.
Community Health Network cares for your heart health. From heart scans and vascular screenings to complex heart procedures, you can count on our expert team for the highest quality cardiovascular care, when and where you need it. Your path to a healthy heart starts with knowing your risk. Schedule a heart scan or vascular screening today. Visit ecommunity.com/heart. Community Health Network. Exceptional care. Simply delivered.
During tax season, your info travels lots of places you can't control.
W-2 arriving from payroll platform 3.
Everything criminals need to steal your identity is on your W-2.
Last call for accountant and home office, 1 minute.
LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points per second.
Tax preparation data centers with service to IRS. All aboard.
If your identity is stolen, we'll fix it guaranteed, or your money back. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code NEWS. Visit lifelock.com. Terms apply.
Hey, this is Spencer Thompson at Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus. Are you wanting comfort at half the price? Now's the time, because Lazy Boy and Smith Brothers are 50% off with extra discounts for cash. Thinking about getting outside soon? Berlin Gardens and Pollywood Outdoor Furniture are up to 20% off during the early season sale. Hurry in to Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus. Sale ends Monday with free delivery.
Coming up in 2 minutes from the Technology Recycler Studios, the weather's supposed to throw a lot at you today. You'll hear what to expect. What police say happened to an Indianapolis man who had been missing for over a year, and how members of Indiana's delegation felt about President Trump's speech on Tuesday. Those stories and more after Fox News on 93 WIBC. WIBC HD1 Indianapolis, it's 10 o'clock.
A setback for President Trump at the Supreme Court.
I'm Dave Anthony. Fox News rejecting his attempt to freeze foreign aid as he works to slash the U.S. Agency for International Development's budget.
In a 5-4 ruling, Supreme Court justices told a U.S. district judge to clarify his earlier order that required the Trump administration to release nearly $2 billion in aid for work that had already been done. Several nonprofit groups sued, saying that the administration violated federal law and was taking over the power Congress has to control spending. The Supreme Court did not say when the money has to be released.
That's Fox's Tanya J. Powers. An ISIS terrorist expected in court in Virginia today to face charges in the killing of 13 U.S. troops during the withdrawal from Afghanistan in 2021. Deputy Middle East Envoy Morgan Ortegas just told Fox.
Listen, this is a great day for America, and especially for these 13 family members.
President Trump broke the news of the capture during last night's address to Congress.
And I want to thank especially the government of Pakistan for helping arrest this monster.
Also last night, President Trump read a letter from Ukraine's leader days after his confrontation with Volodymyr Zelensky at the White House in talks to end the war with Russia.
Nobody wants peace more than the Ukrainians, he said. My team and I stand ready to work under President Trump's strong leadership to get a peace that lasts.
The letter came hours after the U.S. announced it was pausing all military aid to Ukraine. In the president's speech, he also touted what he's done since returning to office.
Our spirit is back. Our pride is back. Our confidence is back.
Saying his election was a mandate.
We won the popular vote by big numbers and won counties in our country.
Democrats booed the president, some holding up anti-Trump signs, and Congressman Al Green got up and shouted at the president, waving his cane, and then Republicans cheered when Speaker Mike Johnson kicked him out of the chamber. Afterward, Congressman Green said it was worth it.
I'm willing to suffer whatever punishment is available to me.
America's listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
A day to keep your eye on the radar. And that radar right now showing more rain heading towards Indianapolis. It's also cloudy and 48 degrees in the Circle City. I'm John Herrick. This report is brought to you by Moss Roofing. Here's what's trending at 10:02. Rain and strong winds are the weather threats to look out for today.
And there's been reports of lightning strikes in Shelby County. I'm Ryan Hedrick. Aaron Updike with the National Weather Service. Indianapolis says winds will persist throughout the day.
Yeah, we're going to be looking at gusts in that 30 to 40 mile per hour range. So within the showers, you might have a brief increase.
He also says falling temperatures will lead to a wintry mix tonight.
We'll still have some scattered rain showers throughout, and these rain showers will start turning into snow showers.
But he doesn't expect much accumulation. Ryan Hedrick, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
The remains of Thomas Irwin, an Indianapolis man missing for more than a year, were found at Mesa Verde National Park in Colorado. Park rangers discovered him on February 28th. He had last been seen on January 15th of 2024 while hiking the Petroglyph Point Trail. The National Park Service says crews used a search dog to find him in the original search area during an off-trail grid search. Support for the president's speech last night came from where you might expect, and so did the criticism. Chris Davis reports.
I am a great example of the American dream, and everybody needs to be able to live their American dream, and that's exactly what President Trump is delivering on.
An enthusiastic Representative Rudy Yakum in a video posted to X as he walked into the chamber. Republican lawmakers from Indiana of like mind as they tweeted about the speech. Democrat Andre Carson prefaced many of his tweets with the words fact check, in particular criticizing Trump's comments on Social Security fraud, saying he does not believe such fraud exists. He also says Trump is giving qualified federal workers the boot to replace them with what he says are unqualified MAGA loyalists. Chris Davis, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
$2.85 a gallon is the statewide average for gas today, says Gas Buddy, with the cheapest gas in the state being in Bloomington, where it's $2.34. The Indianapolis Motor Speedway Museum is reopening soon after undergoing renovations. A ribbon-cutting ceremony set for April 2nd. It will allow you to see the 40,000 square foot exhibit and experience space. General admission tickets went on sale on Tuesday. I'm John Herrick on the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com. 10:04, Kendall and Casey coming back in 1 minute.
Spring showers might bring flowers, but they can also bring roof leaks. Strong winds, heavy rain can expose hidden damage, leading to costly water issues inside your home. And the longer you wait, the worse it gets. Water can seep into your attic, walls, and insulation, causing mold, rot, and expensive structural damage. The good news? Moss Roofing. They offer free inspections. Whether it's a small leak or a big roofing concern, their expert team will assess the damage and provide reliable, cost-effective solutions. With over 35 years of experience, Moss Roofing knows how to protect your home from the unpredictable spring weather. Don't wait for a minor drip to turn into a major repair. For top-notch roofing services, trust Moss Roofing to keep you dry this spring. For a job done right every single time, visit mossroofing.com. Call 317-747-3665. 317-747-3665 or go online to Moss Roofing. M-O-S-S. mossroofing.com. Tell them Tony Katz sent you.
You're listening to Rob Kendall.
When we talk about sending money somewhere, we're talking about printing the money because we have no money.
And Casey Daniels.
My government would never lie to me, would they?
On 93 WIBC.
Good morning. It is Wednesday, March 5th. It's 5 minutes after 10. It's Kendall and Casey on 93 WIBC. After last night's address to Congress by Donald Trump, AOC is calling for Democrats to push back and reorganize and lead efforts to dismantle the GOP in heavy GOP districts.
Well, as someone who would love to see the GOP dismantled, I mean, I'm not necessarily opposed to that. Here's the problem. My wife and I were having this conversation the other day, and we were talking about the condition of the country and people that exist and on social media. And I said, one of the major problems we have in this country now is that people are incentivized towards extremism. They're not incentivized towards competency. They're not incentivized towards quality. They're not even really incentivized towards results because everybody believes, right or wrong. I mean, look, if you're a person with 20 followers, you're not a thing, right? You're not.
You think you're a thing.
But you can think you're a thing because you're on the same platform as the people who are the thing.
Yeah.
And everybody tries to get noticed, or the people who want to be noticed. There's a lot of people who don't want to be noticed. And they just think I've got to just say the most extreme,
blasphemous thing ever. Yeah.
Because I want to retweet. Like I want to have a moment where people will notice me, and then social media, that's how it operates. And I think it sort of becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy in the sense of then, because of the way these algorithms and stuff work, these people find each other, and then they're woven into this fabric together, and then it becomes just like these just think tanks. And it's true on the left and the right? And what you have then is the politicians have caught on to this, and so you have someone like AOC who she's not looking at it and going, hey, we didn't run the country very well, and we lost because of that. But hey, Trump's got a lot of flaws in his plans too, and we got to figure out how to get back in touch with the American people and come up with an agenda that will appeal to them. No, her whole thing is we got to dismantle the GOP. We got to get them. And what people aren't getting, what these politicians aren't getting, is results that work for the American people.
So she's encouraging Democrats to host community town halls and also educate constituents. But you've got what looked to be wholly ridiculous and just not thoughtful at all by the Democrats last night, especially when you take into account their actions when DJ Daniel, he was the little kid who suffered from brain cancer.
Wants to be a police officer.
And he was made an honorary Secret Service agent.
Yes.
Why can't you applaud this guy?
Sure.
What is wrong with showing support to this child who's been through so much already?
It was interesting yesterday when we talked to Mitch Daniels. We had Mitch Daniels on yesterday. If you have not heard the interview, Kev's got the podcast up on the Kendall and Casey show page. You can go back and listen to it. Wait till noon. We don't care what you do during Tony's show. But it's a really interesting conversation because we spent most of the time there talking to him about the property tax caps and how he was able to unite lawmakers to put the property tax caps into place, which for a decade, basically, a little longer than that, served the state pretty well and provided some measure. Now, there were issues, the referendum stuff, et cetera, but some reasonable measure of certainty in your property tax bill. And, one of the things he talked about was people forget there was divided government in Indiana. That wasn't that long ago, right? 15, 16, well, 17, we're all getting older, right? 17 years ago, there was divided government in Indiana. I think you had a Democrat Speaker of the House, I believe, at the time. And the Democrats controlled the House of Representatives. But what everybody recognized was the need to do something for the people. And Mitch Daniels in 2006, 2007, I didn't have a chance to get into depth with him on this, was talking about the idea of getting rid of property taxes in the lead up to the property tax revolt. But the point was that even though I'm sure the Democrats weren't where Mitch Daniels was in terms of wanting to get out of property taxes, they all had a sense of something has to be done because people are getting crushed, and they actually ended up working together to pass the property tax caps.
Because it was the right thing to do.
Right. And so now you compare and contrast that, though, to where the Democrats know what the southern border is. That should be a unifying thing. Republican, Democrat, Libertarian, we should all be like, we want a secure southern border. We want to know who's coming in and out of this country. You cannot get that from these people. We should all universally, and both sides are offenders on this. Hey, inflation is really high and spending is totally out of control, and we should come together and support reasonable reforms to the system that gets some of this under control. Oh, and flushes out the waste, fraud, and abuse in our government. You can't get that. They hate Elon Musk. I mean, so I don't think they're ever going to be able to put this genie back in the bottle. I don't ever think you're going to be able to unite the country again. And this is what I told my wife the other day. I said, I think we are forever basically a 51-49 country, and it's going to flip back and forth. We probably realistically are a 40-40 country, 20% in the middle who just go on a whim, who don't pay all that close attention. Sometimes they'll vote Republican, sometimes they'll vote Democrat. And this is just where we're at now. This is what social media has done. It has amplified extremism, and it does not amplify people. It does not incentivize people to work together to create better government.
Well, and it's like, to your point, it's all about the clicks. I don't know if you heard Nicole Wallace from MSNBC. She was saying some awful stuff about that DJ Daniels. And, you know.
Wait, the little kid?
Yes. Did you hear what she said? Kevin, can you pull up that email from her? Because, you know, he said that he always wanted to be a police officer, right?
Sure.
And she said, okay, well, I hope that he never works at the Capitol.
Because then her thing is a bunch of the MAGA J6ers are going to come in and try to kill the little kid.
No, she said that he might commit suicide. It's disgusting. I mean, do you have it, Kevin? Yeah, listen to this.
Wait. But that's why she's saying that, Casey, because that's what happened with one of the police officers. That's why she said that.
Right. It's gross, though.
Well, of course. But I just want to clarify for our audience, that's why she said that. Go ahead, Kevin.
Maybe when you have childhood cancer that crystallizes for you. And I hope he has a long life as a law enforcement officer. But I hope he never has to defend the United States Capitol against Donald Trump's supporters. And if he does, I hope he isn't one of the 6 who loses his life to suicide. And I hope he isn't one who has to testify against the people who carried out acts of seditious conspiracy and then live to see Donald Trump pardon those people.
Jeez, I bet she's fun at parties. I bet she's just a blast. You ever notice these liberal people? They're the most depressing people. Just everything about them is just a fun suck. Like you're just not allowed to have any joy, any happiness, anything. I mean, okay, now do Portland 2020. Now do Seattle 2020. Now do Indianapolis 2020.
Yeah.
Oh, what? No, nothing? Oh, nothing? Oh, okay. Yeah, so now you're going to try to ruin this day for this little kid who's bravely battling brain cancer. It's just
fighting for his life.
Yeah, and people see through. I mean, look, so you see this too with the ratings, right? So when you look at the ratings, look how poorly MSNBC is doing. Look at how poorly network television is doing. Look at how poorly CNN is doing. Because other than the hardcore people, there's nobody left watching.
Yeah.
And they're not trying to look at who they fire. They fire that Joy Reid, but then they just bring
in somebody just like her.
Just a less offensive, same viewed person. There's no compelling reason to tune in. I mean, our show is, did you know we're number 1?
Yes.
Our show is number 1 because We are fun. We are entertaining. We give people a reason to tune in each day. People go, I can't wait to see what they're going to talk about, blank. But we also have fun. We laugh at things. We do things like we did yesterday where Ethan and I have a funny segment about those a-holes who don't wave to you when you let them merge into traffic ahead of you. I mean, people go, yeah, I get that. I see that. We chuckle. We laugh. Hammer comes in. We do parodies. Life is fun. The government is serious, right? And you can be serious about it. But you also have to have some joy of living. And these people on the left often come off as the most joyless, miserable human beings who don't attract anybody other than the same people who live in the same miserable stew that they're in.
Yeah, rather than celebrate that moment for that child who is fighting for his life and has been through so much, she's got to have a hot take on it. And it's just gross. People are now calling for her to be fired.
And then, like, the fascinating thing to me about the January 6th thing is they have tried that for 4 years now. Since January 7th of 2021, this was supposed to be the most earth-shattering event in our nation's history. Screw 9/11, screw Pearl Harbor, screw Man on the Moon. This is supposed to be the most earth-shattering moment in our nation's history. And every time they try it, American people are just like, nah.
Don't care.
So people acted like idiots and they got arrested. They deserve to be arrested. Now, a lot of people got arrested that had no business being arrested. If a cop is waving you in going, come on in,
this way,
and you walk in, you do not deserve to be arrested. So people are just like, nah, it wasn't that. It was people got out of control. Those people were arrested. Those people were punished. Let's move on. But the liberals can't move on because they have nothing to offer the American people.
Well, he got good ratings for his speech. According to the CBS Instant Poll, 76% approve. And they don't poll her, but I really would love to know what Melania Trump's numbers look like. Because rather than having them be separate, they now seem to be approaching this as a powerhouse couple. Like they're on the same team this time.
Well, she's definitely pissed off. I mean, look at what she's had to endure the past 8 years. And she didn't want to, unlike Trump lives for this. Trump is strengthened by this. The meaner you are to him, the more he likes it. She didn't sign up for any of this. Right. So she's pissed off. She's got to deal with it to begin with. And then she sees the things that keep happening and they go after her kid and everything else. So I think she has gone into somewhat begrudgingly, but is becoming more of an asset this time.
Well, and she's using it as an opportunity. She went and lobbied on Capitol Hill for a bill that would make it a federal crime to post intimate imagery. We talked about this.
You hear this, Kevin?
The revenge porn.
Are you paying attention?
AI created revenge porn without consent.
Yeah.
We talked about this. It's the Take It Down Act.
Don't take people's pictures without their consent and post it on the internet. That's a no-no. Don't do that, Kevin.
Noted.
Yeah, very good. I want to make sure you're paying attention. Everybody's got to. Now, if they give you permission to take the picture, all fair game. But you got to have some sort of, and I would suggest a signed consent form, just a CYA, just to cover your backside.
Right. Just hey, while I'm taking your picture, would you mind signing this really quick?
Because you don't want anybody to have a foggy memory down the road. But I mean, good for her. I mean, all this stuff is ridiculous that people do these things, and of course they do these things. So good on her. Good on her for doing this. What are we doing next? What's going on?
It is Kendall Casey. It's 93 WIBC. Did you see that Kraft is entering the alcohol market for the first time?
Kraft, like the food?
Kraft
like macaroni?
Kraft Heinz. Yeah, they've got a new product available.
No kidding.
And it's kind of powdery.
Oh, well. Kev, pay attention. You're going to love this next segment.
Yeah, we got to talk about it. It's coming up. It's Kendall Casey on 93 WIBC.
In purgatory, tortured souls lie trapped somewhere between heaven and you know where. This is where we find ourselves, trapped somewhere between winter and spring, tortured by strange weather patterns.
As the weather worsens,
cold, snow, and ice.
These temperatures,
then thaw, rain, and flood. Let us be your guide through all stages of
spring,
winter, your severe winter,
spring,
and spring weather station, 93 WIBC.
When is the right time to file for Social Security? Well, that's a difficult decision today. You have to consider that Social Security is running out of money. You also need to consider the tax hit on your benefits and your IRA and 401k withdrawals. And finally, you should consider your spousal benefits. If you don't consider all these things, you could leave a lot of money on the table.
Bill Demery, your retirement guy. He's going to show you how you could get the most income from Social Security with a free customized Social Security analysis. So if you've saved more than $200,000, but you've not yet filed for Social Security, schedule your free analysis right now by calling Bill Demery, 317-648-5120. That's 317-648-5120. Bill Demery, my retirement guy. He should be your retirement guy. 317-648-5120.
If you're living with dry age-related macular degeneration or dry AMD, you may be at risk for developing geographic atrophy or GA. GA can be unpredictable and progress rapidly, leading to irreversible vision loss. Now there's something you can do to
slow it down and get it going slower.
Izervay is proven to slow GA progression.
Izervay gets GA going slower.
Izervay or avacincaptad pagel is a prescription eye injection used to treat GA. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may temporarily increase eye pressure. Your vision may be impaired after an eye injection or exam. Don't delay. Ask your doctor about Izervay today.
Izervay gets GA going slower.
Visit Izervay.com. That's IZERVAY.com.
Garage door problems? Call today for service today. Garage Doors of Indianapolis services all makes of garage doors 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Call today for service today. 875-4577. Call today for service today. Get it fixed right now. Call Garage Doors of Indianapolis at 875-4577 or visit doorstoday.com.
In the morning, call 875-4577. For service today.
Go where the pros go. Drexel Interiors for 1951 cabinetry. Visit Drexel's Kitchen and Bath Design Centers at 146th and River Road, North Shadeland, or drexelin.com.
Did I hear you right?
What's that?
Kraft's getting into the cocaine business?
Not cocaine.
Oh.
Alcohol.
Oh, you said it was white and powdery.
Well, you know.
Or it's powdery.
You know,
not white.
You know Crystal Light, the little Crystal Light packets that you put into water and it makes a low-calorie beverage?
Sure, yeah.
Well, that's the same thing that is now going to be an alcohol drink.
What?
Yeah, the Crystal Light is going to be now alcohol.
Explain this to me, Casey.
So Kraft Heinz, you know, they have Oscar Mayer, Jell-O, Lunchables.
A lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Big company.
Uh-huh.
Sure.
Now they're getting into low-calorie alcohol drinks. They said that nearly 20% of all Crystal Light users, they already mix their brand products into cocktails. So now they're just going to cut out the middleman and sell Crystal Light alcoholic beverages.
Who's buying this?
Somebody who likes Crystal Light, I guess, and wants to have a low-calorie alcohol beverage.
Okay. Well,
So-
look, they're a mega corporation. Clearly, they're not running a soup kitchen. They must see some sort of profit at the end of this rainbow. I just don't see this being a big seller.
They are a big profit company, Rob, to the tune of $25 billion.
Is that their market cap?
Yeah, they had a 3% decline last year, which may be why they're inventing this new product.
Are you buying this?
I might give it a shot. I might try one. They're selling them in 4-packs. They're $9.99, and the initial launch is going to feature wild strawberry and lemonade flavors.
So Kraft is up on this news, up 22 cents today.
Okay.
So people
are liking
up.
the idea of the Crystal Light alcohol.
I've always wondered this, though, when the stock market goes up on the market is up on the news that, and it's some new product. What if it doesn't work?
Yeah, well, they've invested a whole lot of money in tanks, right?
What is it like?
Back
what if it doesn't work?
Back to the drawing board. A little more R&D is needed. I don't know. Alcohol, that could be something that you give up for Lent. Of course, today is the beginning of Ash Wednesday. You've got Easter coming up. When is Easter? Easter, Sunday, April 20th. So today is the first day of Lent. Many Christians celebrating that across the world. It's it's been going on for over 1,000 years.
This would be a good time
This
would be a good time too to remind everybody that we have a big event coming up March the 17th. A week from this coming Monday, it'll be the property tax rally at the Indiana State House.
So this week is kind of like the save the date.
Yes.
And then next week we're really gonna hammer away at
So you
it.
got the Ways and Means Committee hearing the property tax bill today.
So at 1:30, right?
That's right, room 404 if you'd like to go. I know a lot of people emailed J.D. Prescott, and he said he would relay those emails to his colleagues. I am sure I'll try to. I got some meetings this afternoon, but I'll try to.
Are you going to go over there?
Nah, I got stuff to do. What's the point? So J.D. and I talked about this on the air because he really wanted me to go over there. He's like, I want the show. And then I thought, well, what's the point? First of all, why would I give the show away for free when I have my own show on the 17th of March? Why would I give these guys the show? The second thing is, I gotta do my whole day is devoted to that because you will be there till 1:30. You probably don't get to speak till 2 or later.
Yeah.
And then once I go up there, then it becomes, if they know I'm coming, they're gonna be gunning for me. It's gonna become me versus them. And that's not gonna serve anything. Just keep the bill gutted, which we know they want to do anyway. Look, we got to just get this to the conference committee. We all know Houston and these people in the House, they don't want to help you any more than the people in the Senate did. So what we got to do is get this thing to the 17th. We got to get this to the conference committee and then game on, because either they're going to fix it in conference committee or Braun's going to veto it and we're going to get a special session. So it's like right now it's like almost like spring training. It's like preseason football. I mean, they're playing, but the game doesn't start until after they bastardize this thing with their version in the House. And everybody's got to work together in the conference committee.
Do you think this is one of the reasons why Houston hasn't authored any bills besides the annexation of the Illinois counties, because he wants to focus on this?
No. I think Todd Houston is a moron. I think he's lazy, and I think that's why he doesn't do much while he's there. I mean, you look at, but one of the things this bill is doing, one of the things what's happening here is doing, is it is for many people who people have known, but it's easy to walk around with blinders on or with your head in the sand of who the Republicans are in the state. This bill, and the longer this goes on and the longer they don't fix it, it is accomplishing the goal of putting right between everyone's eyes who the Republicans are and how much they actually hate you. And the fact that they're fighting not to help you, and the longer this goes on and stretches out of them fighting not to help you, hopefully this will be the catalyst to the dismantling of the Republican Party. I mean, look at what you've got going on here. Okay, you got number one, them not wanting to help you, even though they know you're hurting. They know what's going on. They know how wasteful these local governments are. They know about the hotel in Carmel. They know about the G League Arena in Noblesville. They know about the empty patch of grass in Brownsburg. They know about the tennis courts in Westfield. They know about all of these things. They're not naive to it. They don't care. They don't care. And that's why, like we talked with Merritt earlier, this game is totally rigged to where these local government blood-sucking parasites like Sue Finkham can go down there.
While they're getting paid to be there.
You would have to lose money to go to this thing. She gets paid to go. Gee, who has the advantage? Who's more likely to show up? Then they'll go, oh, well, we didn't hear from a lot of people today who support the bill. Yeah, they're working.
Right.
They're working to pay for this garbage.
To pay for this.
Right. And then you send the emails and they go, well, they didn't show up in person. So that's what the 17th is about. The 17th is about the one day that we actually need you to show up. You got to take the day off work. You got to take an hour off work, whatever it is.
Take a long lunch.
You got to do it, because this is going to be our opportunity to show these people how many people are actually pissed off and how vocal they actually are. And unlike an email or a phone call, they can't act like they didn't read it or they're not available. You're going to be right there.
They can't be keyboard warrior to
basically
your face.
Nose to nose with these people. And we put 1,000 people in the State House, go make it hard for them to maneuver around, which will be great. And so that's why this is so important. The game doesn't start until they're done screwing you over in the House, and then it'll have to go to conference committee. And then that's why we've timed the things up the way that we have. There is a method to what we're doing here.
Did J.D. Prescott give you any inclination or idea that he thinks it's going to be a big battle with the House and the Ways and Means Committee, or does he feel like people are on board with putting the rate reset language back in?
There's no, like I said, I was told by a very reliable source in the State House yesterday. They said, quote, get ready for the special session. I think Braun is already getting ready for it. I think they're plotting what they're going to do, because there's no moving these guys. They're so, in the case of, look, there's two categories of these people. There's people like Baldwin,
who double dips,
and Clark, who are making money or working for companies or with companies that are making money off these local government construction projects. Which, by the way, I forgot to tell you. We'll take a break. I had a very fascinating conversation. I need to tell you this off air and see how we can talk about this on air.
Okay.
I don't want to say something out of turn, but I had a fascinating conversation. Speaking of Baldwin yesterday, with somebody. But the point is, you've got those guys. Well, they're certainly not
Right.
Coming off.
Well, we've seen what they're doing.
And then you've got these these lawmakers who are just scared to death of their local superintendent. And so the way to make them fear you in a polite, peaceful, respectful manner is just to show up en masse and just say, here we are. Yeah. Now say it to our faces. Now say it to our faces that you don't think we deserve help. And I bet they won't. I bet they'll go hide in their little House chambers and Senate chambers and won't have the guts to come out and say it to our faces.
Yeah,
but we'll see.
It's coming up on March 17th at 1 o'clock inside the State House with Kendall and Casey. It's 93 WIBC.
Point. Hey, you okay? You don't normally miss those shots.
I just haven't been as regular lately, and it's making me feel sluggish.
You should try Metamucil. It's been a game changer for me. Metamucil's plant-based psyllium fiber helps trap and remove the waste that weighs you down. Ace, you're moving better than you were last week.
Definitely.
Metamucil keeps you moving. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Learn more at metamucil.com.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
Two things he thinks are important. Radar showing rain moving through Indiana with a cloudy sky, and it's 48 degrees in downtown Indy. 55 is the high today. I'm John Herrick. Here's what's trending at 10:31. The weather today could throw a lot of curveballs at you if you're not careful. That's the message from Aaron Updike at the National Weather Service in Indianapolis.
Today, making sure you have any loose objects secure because it's going to be rather windy, and then taking a little bit more careful on the roadways today with the winds.
He says you need to watch out for a light wintry mix of snow and sleet this evening. The law was something President Trump spoke about in his speech to a joint session of Congress Tuesday night.
The problem is the bad guys don't respect the law, but they're starting to respect it, and they soon will respect it.
He says the previous administration halted law enforcement against repeat offenders and instead weaponized it against political opponents like him. Full reaction from Indiana's delegation to Trump's speech at WIBC.com. Now that Mardi Gras is over, the mayor of New Orleans, LaToya Cantrell, called security efforts there a job well done.
We activated, we modified, we pulled it off. It was a win-win, I would say, across the board for the residents, for our visitors, for our crew.
She says law enforcement and federal agencies combine to keep things safe. I'm John Herrick, on the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
Hi, I'm Charlie Comer from Comer & Cross Premium Garage Floor Coatings. When your garage floor has stains, cracks, and pits, it makes your whole garage look bad. And a bad epoxy job looks even worse. Look, spring will be here on March 20th. For your best price of the year on your new garage floor, basement, or patio and installation this spring, please call me now at 1-800-NEW-FLOOR. Guaranteed, a Comer & Cross concrete floor coating won't chip, crack, or show tire lift like epoxy or paint ever. In one day, we make it so easy. We move your stuff out for you. We fix the cracks and pits perfectly. And apply your gleaming new Comer & Cross concrete floor in 6 stages, just in time for spring. For your best price of the year on your new garage floor, basement, or patio and installation by spring, please call me now at 1-800-NEW-FLOOR. That's 1-800-NEW-FLOOR. Or go to COMERcross.com.
Whether you're preparing for retirement, navigating a life transition, or simply wondering if you're on the right path, Howard Bailey Financial is here to help. Together, we'll work on a personalized plan designed to bring greater clarity to your goals and help you approach decisions with confidence. It's not just about numbers, it's about the life you want to lead and the legacy you want to leave behind. With over 20 years of experience, Howard Bailey Financial has been dedicated to guiding individuals as they work toward taking control of their financial future and finding peace of mind. Text PATH to 888-262-1104 to download a free retirement toolkit and start planning for the retirement you've dreamed of. Howard Bailey Financial, helping you turn hope into a plan and dreams into reality. Howard Bailey Securities, LLC is an independent financial services firm and uses a variety of different investment strategies. Please see disclosures at howardbailey.com.
Are you ready to take control of your safety? Premier Arms is the place to consider. They're more than just a gun store. Premier Arms is a community. It's for empowered women dedicating to helping you find the perfect firearm. Hey, it's Casey Daniels. That's how I felt when I shopped at Premier Arms. I asked them a lot of questions, and they treated me with respect. Premier Arms is in Brownsburg. They're also online at premierarms.com. Their phone number, 317-858-3030.
That's Faber's B Window. Trust me.
Call B Window for all your home improvement needs. From windows, doors, siding, to bathroom remodeling, the B team is happy to help you invest in your largest asset, your home. This month only, receive $400 off per window, $850 off per patio or entry door, with 2.99% financing. Proud to be employee owned. Call today or visit bwindow.com.
That's Faber's B Window. Trust me.
The financial advisor industry is a flawed system. Find out how to fight back and protect your retirement on Expedition Retirement. Sunday mornings at 7 on WIBC.
You're listening to the Kendall and Casey Show on 93 WIBC. It's time to hear from you. Kendall and Casey present voicemails.
So you think that might be an interesting segment?
Absolutely. I think you should definitely schedule that.
Okay, I'll try to get on that. So it's amazing. I mean, we're told nobody listens, and then we just get floods of phone calls about people who listen to our show. And I had somebody who's very in the know about how construction management works, and he's like, you don't even know the half of it with Baldwin and these guys.
Oh, we want to know the whole of it.
So I'm working on, it's like the witness protection program, right? Like you got to get the guy to come out and testify. So publicly testify, yeah.
Right.
You know, just telling me in the interrogation room doesn't do me much good. But this person is very knowledgeable about how construction management works and what's going on and the crap these guys are pulling as it relates to the General Assembly, and he's very open to talking. So, all right. So you think I should pursue that?
I think you should.
Okay,
so
very good.
You're talking about, especially Baldwin, who's on the Tax and Fiscal Policy Committee, and this is the guy who's running a $2 billion construction company.
Scott Baldwin, yes.
Scott Baldwin gets much of their money from government contracts, and think about this: his side hustle, his side gig, is to be in the Senate, which pays $70,000 a year.
Well, and one person pointed out Envoy, which Baldwin runs. If you look at, and we've read that list of the numerous Hamilton County construction projects, government construction projects, and this guy's like, yeah, they're not that big a power player outside of Hamilton County, or at least this guy didn't see them as it, and he's in the industry and knows the industry pretty well. And he was like, isn't that amazing, all those contracts they get in Hamilton County, where he's the senator?
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's the CEO of that company. It's a $2 billion company.
Right. And it's not meant to say they don't have other things outside of Hamilton County, but if you look at the list, boy, howdy, they do very, very well in his home county. And that's amazing case.
They're one of the little ones.
It's an amazing case of all the people to just oversee these projects that Envoy was the best one in his home county. That's crazy. So anyway, all right, I'll keep pursuing that, and we'll see if we get that person to come on.
Yeah, we actually at the rally, we might have somebody who's in local government come speak, who says, local government can tighten their belt.
Yeah, absolutely. That's great. Very good. All right, what are we doing, voicemails?
Yeah, we've got some phone calls, and this first one is about the courtesy wave.
Rob, you are absolutely correct. Ethan, I don't know what planet you grew up on, but you are dead wrong. Somebody lets you in, you wave. Somebody gives you any kind of break in traffic, you wave. It's common courtesy. Did you grow up in Ohio?
Did you have someone who was rude to you?
Well, I'd said in the past 2 or 3 days, I've had 3 people that I have let, because, of course, the Mensa people who run Brownsburg decided to put the whole town under construction at the same time. I mean, it was I'm sure, a level of brilliance that I couldn't even begin to comprehend, and I would ask, but I'm sure it would just be way over my head about the strategy on that. So as such, traffic moves at a snail's pace in town, and if you're in some sort of local merchant's business, because you've got to play a game of paperboy to get out of said business to get back on the roadways, it really is dependent largely at times upon the kindness of strangers to let you out. And not once, not twice, but 3 times now I've let people merge in front of me, and they have not even waved thank you.
No.
And I said, that is complete garbage that you would have been stuck there potentially for another 30 minutes unless somebody let you out. and not even say, hey, thanks. I appreciate that.
I've noticed this too. I think
You're noticing it too.
Yeah, the courtesy wave is dead.
What?
And Ethan was like, I didn't even know that was a thing.
What?
And I was like,
I always wave.
Look, I don't know what they teach in the Jehovah's Witnesses, Ethan, and that's where you grew up. But I said, decent members of society are taught, you say thank you.
The courtesy wave.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And he acted just totally befuddled. He had no idea that you would say, I mean, even if you didn't know that was a thing, wouldn't like your internal thing say, man, that person's doing something nice for me. Hey, thanks.
Right, exactly. No, maybe not. I think in regards to the roads, Rob, we may have been wrong this whole time because maybe NDOT and all of the work that they do or not work they do on the roads has been intentional.
Oh?
And I'll tell you why. I did the cross-country trek yesterday.
That's right.
From Baltimore to Indianapolis, and the roads were fine everywhere until the very end of my trip.
Oh.
And I was getting a little fatigued. It was the end of the day. I'd been driving for 9 hours.
Sure.
And then as soon as I crossed the state line into Indiana, the roads were completely awful, and it jostled me around and made sure I was nice and awake and focused. So I think maybe they're doing that intentionally.
So this is interesting because I was told we had a long-term funding solution when we enacted the largest tax increase in the history of the state, the gas tax that goes up every single year without debate or discussion. And you're telling me, despite the largest tax increase in the history of the state, and on your trip from Indianapolis to Baltimore, you had no real issues with the roadways until you re-entered the state of Indiana, and then you saw a marked difference in a negative fashion between the roadways here and the other states.
It is a clear delineation, and it is immediate. Like, you see the big arch that says, thanks for being in Ohio, come back soon. And then that squeaky little Indiana state sign, and right there.
It's almost like, Case, it's not a money problem, it's a management problem.
Oh, something like that. You wouldn't believe the potholes. I ran over so many potholes that were so big.
Yeah.
I had the cruise control on. It took the cruise control off. Like, that's how much it jostled my vehicle, that the cruise control shut off on its own.
That seems about right.
Okay, here's another phone call. This one is about property taxes.
Good morning, Kendall and Casey. I'm over these local officials saying that the light's going to end because property tax relief might happen, or they actually might do something for Indiana Hoosiers. Give me a break, people. You can save 5-10% of your budgets anywhere. You can cut it. If you fire your brother, cousin's uncle that you've hired, get rid of that waste. That would help, because I know a lot of these locals, nepotism is terrible. So wake up and get rid of those lazy positions you have that's wasting money. And if you don't have that money, then maybe if you do show these people you're mismanaging their funds because you have so much waste, or you wasted it somewhere else, this might open those taxpayers' eyes not to vote for you next time.
Is that a disguised reference to Diego Morales in there? I'm just curious. Okay, another phone call. Kevin, can we switch to the one called Rally? Somebody has an idea for the property tax rally, March 17th at 1 p.m. at the State House.
Yeah, I was listening to you guys this morning and throughout the week, and you guys are talking about going to State Capitol and everybody wearing green T-shirts, and I think that's fine. But I might give you another accessory you should wear as well.
Appreciate
I think
it.
everybody should bring a dog collar with them, okay? And that dog collar can symbolize everybody as voters who have blindly followed and voted for Republicans just because they are Republicans, because they're supposed to be for lower taxes. They're supposed to be for conservatism. And then take those dog collars off, find a place, and just lay them down when you guys all leave. Hopefully there's 1,000 or more people there. And so they can look out there, clean it all up afterwards, and say, wow, that's a lot of voters we could lose right here because we're not doing the right things. And we're tired. We as voters are tired of being led around as dogs by leashes saying, oh, you got to vote Republican because Democrats are bad. Well, you know what? I don't believe that anymore. And we have to take responsibility for what we've done as voters. And we need to change. And we need to let them know, you know what? Your job is in jeopardy. Your job is in jeopardy right now. Appreciate what you guys do. hopefully we'll make a difference. Take care. Bye.
You ever worn a dog collar, Casey?
No.
Oh.
Have you?
But this show's not about me.
Oh, wait a minute.
Just kidding. No. You didn't ask have I made other people wear a dog collar. No. Anyway, what's Hammer's? I'm kidding. What's Hammer coming up next?
Yeah, we've got Hammer on the way from 93 WIBC.
Hammer and Nigel show 3:06 this afternoon. We will recap the Donald Trump speech last night. We got tons of highlights for you, and the Tonus, Tony Kennett, will join us. 93 WIBC.
Well, sure. Of course, we're all excited that spring is almost here in central Indy, but this month when the weather still can't make up its mind and it's going back and forth between warm and cold, Hoosiers get a very specific type of roadway March Madness. It's called potholes. And they're a pain, but you know what? It's one of the reasons why I'm a AAA member. Peace of mind for the roadside assistance. I've had flat tires on the side of the road because of potholes. AAA has been there for me every time.
And if you're having tire issues, AAA's got you covered with their mobile tire service, My Pit Crew. They bring the tire shop to you. I've used this service before, and now that I got my two boys driving, this service protects the whole family. So if you don't have a spare, My Pit Crew from AAA, these guys are the best. MyPitCrew.com. You pick out the tires and schedule the install. Join AAA today. AAA members get a discount on My Pit Crew. You can get a AAA membership by calling 844-GO-AAA-GO or stop by any AAA office. AAA.com. Tell them Hammer and Nigel sent you.
Texting enrolls you into recurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, how you doing? Haven't seen you around the gym for a while.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could be lower testosterone.
Lower T?
Yeah, I went through it a while back. Once you hit 40, your body has less free testosterone. I got Nugenix Total T, and it's made a huge difference for me.
I've seen that ad on TV. Is it for real?
Oh, yeah. The key ingredient is something called Tesnor, which helps boost free and total testosterone levels to help you trim up and stay lean.
And it's made a difference for you?
Man, I feel like I'm in my 20s again, at work, in the gym, and in the bedroom.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try it for themselves?
Yeah, you just need to send them a text.
Text MAINE to 321-321 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T, the #1 selling testosterone booster at GNC. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast. Absolutely free. Text MAIN to 321-321. That's MAINE to 321-321.
Guy Relford here. Time again for the Indy 1500 Gun and Knife Show this coming weekend at the State Fairgrounds, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. There's never been a more important time to exercise our rights as true Americans. It's the Indy 1500 Gun and Knife Show. See the best in sporting, hunting, and personal protection gear, plus great displays of Americana. Come see us this weekend at the Indy 1500 Gun and Knife Show, Friday 2 to 7, Saturday 9 to 6, and Sunday 9 to 4. It's the Indy 1500 Gun and Knife Show. See you there.
Health gives you the ability to love more, feel more, be more. Health gives you the ability to live an extraordinary life. Because every day, no matter the challenges, is a chance to breathe, laugh until your belly aches, cry because you care so much, and experience everything that makes your life truly extraordinary. For 150 years, Franciscan Health has been there, watching extraordinary lives unfold. Love your extraordinary life.
I'm Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I learned about atrial fibrillation the hard way. My symptoms would come and go, shortness of breath, fatigue. I kept going. Then I got so lightheaded, I couldn't. My doctor said I have AFib, so I'm about 5 times more likely to have a stroke. Other symptoms, irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain can come and go, but the risk of stroke stays. If you have symptoms, tell a doctor. Visit notimetowait.com.
Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
I'll say this. There are no entries in the Hoops Fan Hall of Fame who didn't show up to the game. Yes, you in the back.
Professor, March Madness is coming to Indianapolis. Are we ready?
You prepared to bring the fire? Give it 110 from tip to the final buzzer? Oh, you're ready. The NCAA Sweet 16 and Elite 8, March 28th and 30th in Indianapolis. Buy your seats today at ncaa.com/MVB tickets. Class dismissed.
Do you need furnace or heat pump service and need to find a local well-trained expert you can trust like Kirby Heating and Air Conditioning? Find that American Standard Air dealer at IndyHomeComfort.com.
Addiction. It's hard on those who struggle with it, but those who love the addict need support too. Matt Baer and Ryan Hedrick provide help and hope with Supporting Sobriety. Subscribe wherever you get your podcasts and on WIBC.com.
You know you make me wanna kick my heels up and down.
Dancing into the studio from the #1 rated Hammer and Nigel show. Jason Hammer joins us. Good morning.
It's good to see you again.
Thank you.
I miss seeing your smiley face and ample bosom in the studio every day.
Hey now.
That's the second day in a row he's made a comment about your bosom.
Well, no, yesterday was about Ethan's bosom. She was gone yesterday. And
so there was lack of bosom?
Well, yeah, because he's lost a bunch of weight.
Yeah.
And I gave him a compliment. He used to have man boobs, and now he doesn't.
Okay.
And that's kind of like the goal, right? That's kind of the path I'm trying to go down.
Yeah.
So it's good to have you back.
Thank you. Good to be back.
So you missed our big bowling event on Friday because you were doing vacation stuff.
I was. It looked like it was a tremendous success, and you guys had a lot of fun. However, can I just, you know what? I'm glad you reminded me.
Yes.
You guys posted a picture of your bowling scores online.
That's right. I won.
Those were pathetic, you guys.
I got over 100. That's more than 10 a roll.
That was like, it was like 99, 100.
I got 100.
I got
Rob
100.
beat me.
I got 111. What do you mean? That's over 10 a roll.
And I beat Rob in the second game.
Yeah, he did. Although I quit at the end because he got
because I was winning.
Yeah. Well, I was winning till the last frame. But anyway, Casey, how many pins are in bowling?
10, right?
Okay, so what is 111 divided by 10?
I don't know. Don't make me do
Oh,
math.
you mean I got more than 10 pins per frame on average?
Now, a
like,
perfect score is 300, right?
Yeah,
That's the perfect score.
But that'd be like you shot 90 at Augusta. Like, you know, Tiger Woods once shot 65. You suck. I mean,
so the three of you together almost had a perfect game.
Close.
305.
Yes.
I did the math. Together we had a 305.
Chris threw a 226 in his lane.
Well, would you bowl Pete Weber?
Oh, I probably would do worse than you
Well,
guys.
you're over here acting like, oh, that's so bad. It's more than 10 pins per...
You're right, Rob. You were great.
Thank you. That's pretty good for a guy
You
who
were
hasn't-
there for charity. It doesn't matter what the
I
score
love
was.
Rob dying on the hill that 100 is a great score is fantastic. Right now, you're Mario Mendoza, the former 200 hitter in Major League Baseball. 300 gets you in the Hall of Fame. 200, well, almost gets you sent to the minors.
But I mean, I haven't probably bowled in 15 years, and I walked out there and rolled a 111. And I had to deal with you and Nigel's drunk
You
ass.
looked
the whole
good in the
time.
shoes, though.
Thank you.
Now, Nigel was substantially more drunk than I was.
Yeah.
And outside of our pal Wade that got on top of the pyramid, he may have been the drunkest man there.
Yeah.
And that's when you took him home. You were his designated driver.
That's correct.
That live stream, people are still leaving comments on the live stream. I don't know if you've seen it, Casey. So yesterday, our pal Jeff Boggs came in studio.
Not Kenny Rogers.
Not Kenny Rogers, one of the great follows on social media, former writer for Letterman. He put together a Hammer and Nigel record song about Nigel, his bowling night, and then the subsequent ride home that Rob gave him, okay? So would you like to hear it?
Yes.
I don't like to go anywhere. I don't like to go places.
Friday night was a good old time for the Hammer and Nigel show.
I like it.
They raise money for veterans down at Royal Penwood and Bowl.
All right.
Everybody was feeling fine, doing shots and other adult libations.
Come on.
But there's one guy who got too pie-eyed. It's just a Nigel tradition.
Here we go.
Somebody ask him, Nigel, why do you drink?
I have not had too much to drink. Trust me.
Why can't you bowl?
I hate bowling.
Why did you need someone else to drive you home?
Rob Kendall is taking me home.
Over and over.
He's passed out.
You keep finding yourself in position.
Did I sound drunk when I said
Drink
that?
too much and start slurring and such. It's just a Nigel tradition.
I've not had this much to drink in a long time.
There it is. Nice. Nigel, that's
great.
all you. That was
Oh, man. I mean, it's so funny that you did that little montage yesterday. And it's so, like, you're trying to watch the road. So I'm hearing him be drunk, but you can't even process how drunk he actually is. And then you go back and hear the montage. The Buffalo Wild Wings one is my...
Buffalo. Like, We always play that clip of Ben Affleck when he was hammered drunk talking about Deflategate on some talk show. Deflategate! That's the way Nigel sounds when he was talking about Buffalo Wild Wings. And then, not knowing his own neighborhood, turn right, turn left. It's not like we're in the middle of a forest. This was his neighborhood.
And the left is into a row of trees. There's no road there. There's no left to turn.
Into a forest.
I can just imagine him arguing with you about that.
Yeah, I was like, bro, there's nowhere for me to go. I can't do this.
You're right. You go right.
And the slurring just gets progressively worse in that 20-minute ride home. It's fantastic.
Yeah, it does make you be reminder to be cognizant of your own drinking because, you sound like that too whenever you're...
So now you guys know what I deal with every day on this show, right? Rob drives him home one time and everybody's like, oh, poor Rob. I deal with him every day.
What's coming up this afternoon?
We have got the Tony Kennett. He's going to reset what we saw last night. And can we talk about these people that are freaking out? Well, what do you mean illegal protests? Because Donald Trump wants to stop people from, blocking traffic and pointing guns at people.
Yep.
So we'll talk about that.
Thanks, Hammer. It is Kendall and Casey. It's 93 WIBC.
Hi, this is Denny Smith for Zero Res, and it really is spring cleaning time. A great time to give your carpets some love. They are the largest air filter in your home, and a good spring cleaning can remove the really scary stuff deeply embedded in the fibers. There's a good chance you're breathing unhealthy levels of germs and dirt, dander, and bacteria that just keep recirculating again and again. Well, here's some really great news. Zero Res has a February special of 3 rooms of carpet cleaning starting at $119 plus $75 off air duct cleaning. And with their Gotta Love It guarantee, they're going to make sure your investment with them is a great experience. The Zero Res service is easy to line up. You can go online at zeroresindy.com to do the scheduling at your convenience. Mention WIBC, get 3 rooms of carpet cleaning starting at $119 plus $75 off air duct cleaning. It's Zero Res. Call 317-388-5141. 317-388-5141 or book things online at zeroresindy.com.
Hey guys, it's Rob for Life Church. Love to support local, love to support a great cause. The Life Church Coffee House on Sheridan Road in Noblesville is not just local and supports a great cause, but the coffee is amazing. Now, not only is the coffee outstanding, but the Life Church Coffee House supports the fight against sex trafficking through Project Rescue. We love Project Rescue. Wearing my I Hate Rob Kendall t-shirt right now, where the proceeds go to Project Rescue. So now, every sip, you're supporting a business that doesn't just care, but takes action. The Life Church Coffee House on Sheridan Road in Noblesville. Check it out. Learn more about it at lifechurchin.com.
Spring showers might bring flowers, but they can also bring roof leaks. Strong winds, heavy rain can expose hidden damage, leading to costly water issues inside your home. And the longer you wait, the worse it gets. Water can seep into your attic, walls, and insulation, causing mold, rot, and expensive structural damage. The good news? Moss Roofing. They offer free inspections. Whether it's a small leak or a big roofing concern, their expert team will assess the damage and provide reliable, cost-effective solutions. With over 35 years of experience, Moss Roofing knows how to protect your home from the unpredictable spring weather. Don't wait for a minor drip to turn into a major repair. For top-notch roofing services, trust Moss Roofing to keep you dry this spring. For a job done right every single time, visit mossroofing.com. Call 317-747-3665. 317-747-3665 or go online to Moss Roofing. MOSS, mossroofing.com. Tell them Tony Katz sent you.
This is a special notice to all U.S. taxpayers with back taxes to the IRS. Billions in tax relief is now being made available to struggling taxpayers, giving thousands, even tens of thousands of dollars in savings away to those who qualify. If you're facing wage garnishment, threatening letters, audits, liens, levies, or already in a payment plan, you can now expedite the resolution to your tax problem, end collections, and even qualify to reduce a large portion of what you owe. Stop IRS Debt has established a relief hotline for you to call to check what savings and options you qualify for. Dial 800-518-9137. With many people facing job loss and rising cost of living, these special IRS initiatives are designed to aid delinquent taxpayers with the relief that they need to get a fresh start.
For a free consultation to see what savings you qualify for, call 800-518-9137. 800-518-9137. 800-518-9137.
In almost every case, when Advent has solved a breathing triangle problem, it is a one and done. Because we don't want you to be a lifelong patient. We want you to be our next success story.
Hammer and Nigel here, inviting you to join us as we kick off the weekend every Friday around 5:45 with Beer Sample Friday, brought to you by our friends at Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus.
Make this your year. Looking for a new career in the high-demand fields of IT, cybersecurity, and AI? Attend classes live, online, or on campus. Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation today.
Financial aid is available to those who qualify.
Go where the pros go. Drexel Interiors. For 1951 cabinetry, visit Drexel's Kitchen and Bath Design Centers at 146th and River Road, North Shadeland, or drexelin.com.
Coming up in 2 minutes from the Technology Recycler Studios, how the weather could affect the road conditions you might be dealing with, and what police think may have happened to an Indianapolis man gone missing. Those stories and more. You're listening to 93 WIBC, WIBC HD1 Indianapolis. It's 11 o'clock.
President Trump ordered to pay up. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. The Supreme Court refuses to block a judge's order that the U.S. must pay $2 billion in foreign aid, which was frozen as the president makes deep cuts to the U.S. Agency for International Development.
There were groups who take in USAID money, and they had gone and said, listen, this freeze is harming us. And they went to the district court judge, that lower court level, and he said, yes, the government has to pay this out. It went through the appeals, got to the Supreme Court. They, by a 5-4 vote today, say they won't put that judge's order on hold. But they've told that lower court, now you need to explain to the Trump administration exactly what money you want them to pay out.
That's Fox's Shannon Bream. A member of Congress has died. Sylvester Turner, the former mayor of Houston, who had just been elected in November. Turner was at the Capitol last night attending President Trump's address, but was hospitalized afterward, then died. Congressman Turner was 70. During the president's speech, he made news, announcing an ISIS terrorist believed behind the 2021 attack during the U.S. withdrawal from Afghanistan that killed 13 American troops captured.
This was a very momentous day for those 13 families who I actually got to know very well, most of them, whose children were murdered.
Mohammed Sharifullah is now in Virginia, where he'll be put on trial, due in court for a first appearance today. Also last night, the president read a letter from Ukraine's leader saying they're ready to work out a lasting peace to end the war with Russia. After Friday's confrontation with Volodymyr Zelensky at the White House prompted the U.S. to pause all military aid to Ukraine, National Security Advisor Mike Waltz tells Fox.
This is going to be a tough shuttle diplomacy, but both sides have to enter into it. And, that's what Friday put into question. I think we're moving in a positive direction now.
4 Democratic mayors being questioned at a House hearing into their policies not cooperating with federal immigration raids.
These policies only create sanctuary for criminals.
Republican James Comer, countered by Democratic Congressman Jerry Connolly, who calls what's going on
the radical immigration agenda being propounded by the administration.
America's listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level. On the go.
Periods of rain and more. That rain moving through central Indiana right now. 48 degrees on Monument Circle. I'm John Herrick. This report is brought to you by Moss Roofing. Here's what's trending at 11:02. Mild temperatures turning colder could affect road conditions. Ryan Hedrick reports.
A cold front will move across the state later today, turning this rain into a wintry mix, and then snow could coat those roads.
Yeah, generally we're not looking at too much for accumulations, given that we were in the 60s yesterday, staying in the 50s throughout the night. And snow that does fall should melt for the most part.
Aaron Updike at the National Weather Service Indianapolis says by this weekend, those cold temperatures move out and warmer temperatures move in. Ryan Hedrick, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
The remains of an Indianapolis man missing for more than a year have been found in Colorado's Mesa Verde National Park. The National Park Service says rangers discovered Thomas Irwin's remains on February 28th. He had last been seen on January 15th of 2024 while hiking the Petroglyph Point Trail. That's a narrow, rugged loop more than 2 miles with steep drop-offs. Hikers have to climb a large stone staircase near that petroglyph panel. Investigators are trying to figure out how he died. 2 men shot and killed in Brownsburg around 3 this morning. Captain Jennifer Barrett says police responded to Acre Avenue, which is near a library, where they found the 2 men. She says you can expect a heavy police presence there this morning.
So I would estimate anywhere from 4 to 6 hours at this point. We have notified the school corporation just to let them know about the bus routes. Again, we don't believe that there's a danger to the public at this time.
Police say they do have someone in custody. $2.85 a gallon is the statewide average for gas today, says Gas Buddy. It is $2.79 in places like Indianapolis, Carmel, Fishers, and Greenwood. Men's college hoops from Tuesday night. Purdue crushed Rutgers 100-71 at Mackey Arena. Head coach Matt Painter says forcing turnovers is what helped his team.
Yeah, it was huge. We can't get to that point of getting in transition and getting them on their heels if we don't get turnovers or we don't get rebounds. Now we're getting ready to have, maybe the greatest challenge in that area.
Purdue plays Illinois on Friday. Indiana lost to Oregon 73-64. They face Ohio State on Senior Day this Saturday at 3:45, and you can hear it right here on WIBC. I'm John Herrick on the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com. 11:04, Kendall and Casey coming back in 1 minute.
Hi, this is Denny Smith for Exercise Inc. A lot of folks give up on their bodies in their 40s or 50s. Statistically, we gain 1.5 pounds every year past 50, and it's usually a tough slog to fight that. 19 years ago, I took a friend's recommendation, and I went to Exercise Inc. for one of their free consultations. Me? I didn't want to get heavy. I wanted to stay trim and in shape, and that was really a struggle. 19 years ago, I went, and 19 years later, I'm still going every week. They've helped me to reach and maintain my health and fitness goals, and they do that with specific strength training in only 20 minutes a week. You've just got to try this health and exercise approach, and the consultation is free. My guess is that, like me, you'll be skeptical for the first couple of weeks, and then it happens. You'll feel better. You'll probably lose some weight, and you'll probably look better, too. Go to Exercise Inc. today and sign up for a free consultation. Avon, Brownsburg, Zionsville, and Greenwood, now in Fishers, too. ExerciseInc.com.
You're listening to Rob Kendall.
When we talk about sending money somewhere, we're talking about printing the money because we have no money.
And Casey Daniels.
My government would never lie to me, would they?
On 93 WIBC.
Good morning. It is Wednesday, March 5th, 6 minutes after 11. It's Kendall and Casey on 93 WIBC. So Pete Buttigieg criticized Donald Trump after his address to Congress last night. No surprise there. He said the speech was marked by darkness and dazzle, but it lacks substance on the affordability crisis. He said it was classic Trump. It was a lot of dazzle, but little to do about the things that affect our lives.
Well, so again, last night, the big takeaway was the behavior of the Democrats, which is interesting because it does appear Trump is a little bit, now it's very early on, but on the ropes a little bit in terms of, hey, the stock market hasn't had a good couple of days now. Any person who knows the stock market knows, unless it's your day to cash out of the stock market, unless your retirement day, the stock market day to day is irrelevant, right? You maybe
goes up and down all the time.
You maybe check it once a year as you review your portfolio. You meet with your financial advisor. What are we doing? Are we doing well? Are we not doing well? I'm saying this is how many people operate. Unless you're a day trader, if you're like looking at it every day, you're going to drive yourself. Bonkers. So while that's been bad news for him in terms of its actual impact on people's daily lives, not too much. Now, the tariffs, will they raise prices over time? In the short term, yes. And it raised a single price as of this morning? No. And I think Trump's got some sort of high ground on the tariffs because he's got to make the case to the people, like, I'm doing this because the fentanyl that is coming into this country is totally out of control. Mexico and China know about this. They're not doing the things that they promised to be doing to help. That's why the tariffs went into effect. The illegal immigration stuff, they're not doing their part. I think people would understand that. I think they would rally behind that. He's not going to pay a price for that. But he is polling, if you believe it, in some cases, show him underwater. Now, again, it's very early. But the Democrats just make it impossible to support them because of their behavior at things like this.
So Al Green, who was the Democrat rep from Texas, who was booted out by Speaker Johnson, he announced that he's working on articles of impeachment against Donald Trump. And if that were the case, although there doesn't seem to be a whole lot of support for it, it would be the third time the articles of impeachment have been brought up against Donald Trump.
Yeah, I mean, it's like these people are just like, they have no self-control, because logically you're saying to yourself, okay, we lost the election. Like, if you're a rational person having an honest conversation with yourself, we lost the election. A big part of us losing the election is what people see as extremism and extremist behavior from the base of our party, and us responding to that as lawmakers. Trump is having a little bit of a hard time right now. Let him hang himself. You know, if your opponent's going to, shoot himself in the face, don't take the gun out of his hand. And yet nobody now, all the talk is about their just reprehensible, unprofessional behavior yesterday. And Trump looks like the good guy in all of this.
So it was towards the end of the speech. I thought it was going to be closer to the beginning, where he brought up the minerals agreement with Ukraine. And it's being reported that the Ukrainian officials have indicated that now they're willing to sign this agreement. I thought he was going to announce it last night, or he was going to say something about NATO during the speech, but he really didn't, other than reading that letter that came from Zelensky.
Well, he's got a lot of irons in the fire. Trump, he being Trump, has a lot of irons in the fire right now. He's got a lot of things. Normally, when a president comes in, there's an issue. Like, there's a thing, and their time is devoted to that thing. Well, he's got like 4 or 5 things, and, there's a right way, there's a wrong way, in the eye of the beholder. There is no book on this is right or this is wrong. And he made the judgment call to try to take them all on at once and dive into whether it's Ukraine or the tariffs or the border. I mean, he's taking them all at the same time, and you're going to have some body blows, because you're not going to get them all fixed right away, and you're going to have some missteps, and that's kind of where he's at right now. And so it's not the approach I would have taken, but he's the president, and I'm here talking about the president. So,
and it was also at the very end, it seemed like he was, trying to put a bow on everything when he mentioned about planting the American flag on Mars. Did that do anything for you?
No, that's stupid. Because when you have all these things in front of you and you're focused on going to another planet. I thought this was Bush. I mean, so long we've been at this thing with Mars. I remember Bush in a State of the Union, I don't know, second term. It was definitely a second term. He started talking about going to Mars. So that would have been, at the very least, 18 or 19 years ago. What are we doing, right? Like, I mean, that's fine. The goal is to go to Mars. Okay. Well, I think the immediate goal should be right here in front of us, right? All these things. Yeah. And it doesn't mean you can't walk and chew gum at the same time. I just think it's a distraction when you get off the message of the immediate stuff in front of you. Look, here's the thing. He's got to get this reconciliation thing through. The problem for the reconciliation thing is it adds to the deficit. It doesn't clean up a lot of the problems that he's talking about. It's not going to fix the inflation
and he was
thing.
talking about spending with military and how we're going to be building ships. And when he said that, immediately I thought, that's going to cost a lot of money.
Right. And this is why the thing never gets fixed, because everybody's got their sacred cow, right? They've got their thing that cannot be cut. The thing that, we'll cut everything but this thing. They're fine. No, they're not fine. No level of government is fine. Every level of government is wasteful. And you always see with the Republicans where they cut deals around increasing military spending. And then it's like, well, then how do you ever expect to fix this problem? And the answer is they don't. So what will be fascinating, because there's nothing Trump is doing that will provide any sort of immediate relief to prices and inflation. And I know somebody's going to hate me for saying this, but the reality is there's no policy. He spoke, had an hour to speak yesterday.
Drill, baby, drill is not a policy.
Nope. We had Bill Herrick on, who lives in the oil industry. He's like, that ain't fixing anything. And he's a big Trump fan. So if Trump, the interesting thing is going to be if Trump gets enough victories on things like the border and the fentanyl and Ukraine, will that placate people enough that they're willing to ignore the prices? Because the prices are not going down. So he's not going to be able to keep that promise. But will victories in other places, people go, well, you know, we got 2 out of the 3. That's good enough or whatever. That's going to be the interesting thing to me.
Another thing that he mentioned spending on was Golden Dome for the United States. Iron Dome.
Iron Dome.
Right. You know, it's going to cost a lot of money.
Well, you know, we look. And Doge is not going to dig you out of this. You know, we talked with Mitch Daniels about this yesterday. You know, Mitch Daniels in that article in Politico said, look, it's not bad that Elon Musk is in there wanting to find inefficiencies in government. Mitch Daniels is legendary in this state because that's one of the things that he did. But we talked with him a little bit about how he was a sort of a slow burn over time on how they did this. They would find things. They wouldn't mouth off about it. They'd find the things, do the thing, and then go, look at this. We saved you X amount, and then it builds momentum to this. He said, there's no way Elon Musk is cutting $2 trillion from the federal budget. He said it's ludicrous. It's given the climate, it's not going to happen. And so he said one of the things you run into is fatigue rather than momentum. You're getting fatigue he didn't word it exactly like this, but I'm kind of interpreting that when you're bringing a machete in the beginning rather than a scalpel and getting wins, and then you build those wins into momentum, and then you start getting lawmakers behind you. Elon Musk is kind of doing all this on his own right now versus getting the Congress behind him, which is what he's going to need long term to get these spending cuts. But nobody's not here in Indiana, not the Republicans here, not the Republicans in Washington. None of them are committed to any sort of spending cuts.
Did you notice Elon was wearing a tie?
You know, my old man pointed that out last night.
Looked very professional.
I've seen him wear ties before. They wore a tie to the inauguration, right?
Yeah. But he was not wearing a tie when he was in the cabinet meeting. And that seemed to be very direct because of what happened with Zelensky. And the comments about what he was wearing.
Have you seen the video of him giving the woman the water?
No.
So it's funny. I'm sure there was nothing untoward, but it is funny given the fact that he has 13 children with 4 or 5 women or whatever it is. So there's this well-assembled blonde woman
sitting right next to him.
And he's asking for water from, I'm sure, I don't think it's like a vendor at a ball game, but somebody had bottled water, and he takes the water and he's offering this well-assembled blonde woman the water, and she's smiling and giggling. And the caption was, would you like to be
my next baby mama?
Mother of child number 14 or 15 or whatever it is.
Next in line.
Yeah.
Well, wasn't it just announced that he had another baby, or was that not real? I know there was the 13th.
Yeah.
Then I thought there was another one as well.
What?
Yeah.
No way. That would have been news.
14.
Well, they said baby number 15, but I don't know. You know, it's the internet, so maybe they weren't. Elon Musk. Let's see if I put Elon Musk baby. Let's see what comes up here.
How many?
Oh yes, it's like People is running this. These are legit news sites running this. Yeah.
So was that 13th or 14th?
His fourth was Siobhan Zillis.
Okay.
14, baby 14.
Yeah.
Who is Siobhan Zillis?
Another baby mama.
Well, I know, but that's the one he's had to like, this is ridiculous that we have to Google who these director of Neuralink. Oh, that's him, isn't he? Is he Neuralink?
Yeah. So this isn't the one that he was having the argument with. Over.
No,
this is a new baby.
Yeah, this is a
this
new
is
baby.
a new one.
Yeah.
So within a month.
Yeah.
Now.
Yeah. I mean, he's literally just creating DNA cyborgs. That's his goal. That's obvious at this point. That's all he's doing is he's trying to have his. I mean, he's just short of giving it the sperm bank. I mean, right? I mean, you're chuckling at that, but at this point, there's no way you're a father to 14 children. There's no way you're a father to 13 kids.
There's no way. Well, there's no way you're involved in that many kids' lives. Is that what you're saying?
Right.
Yeah.
He's literally at this point simply getting as many people with his DNA out there into the world because it's obvious with this guy, right? Like he's a weirdo. I mean, he's brilliant beyond belief, but he is a weirdo. And his goal, it's very clear, is to, when he goes, have as many people behind him with so that his DNA or brilliance or whatever can live on. And it's utterly like, I have a child. Okay.
I had a child as well.
All right. So you know this, and your child is very smart and, not special needs or whatever. I have a child who is smart and, et cetera, right? It is a full-time freaking job with 2 of us. There's 2 of us, right? And it's a full-time freaking job. Like, my kid was sick for the past week.
Yeah.
That is Boy, I'll tell you what, if you don't have
all
children,
hands on deck.
I don't know what hell on earth looks like, but a toddler with the flu or whatever she had.
I don't know if this is the right time to tell you, but you've heard of the terrible twos.
Yeah.
It's really the terrible threes, Rob.
What?
Oh,
no.
yeah.
No. I was told it's out by then.
I don't know.
Maybe you just had a bad kid.
No, I don't know. Because throw in that desire for independence with an opinion.
Well, okay, but my point on all of this is, okay, we have two parents in our house actively engaged,
right?
And it takes everything you have. There's no way he's doing anything.
Right. Well, no, he's traveling all over Air Force One and hanging out at Mar-a-Lago.
Even if he had no job and to have 14 kids.
And he's got multiple jobs.
Yeah.
Right.
And he's doing the one for free.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's ridiculous at this point. I mean, it's actually kind of shameful that he's doing this. You know, he's just ping-ponging from one woman to the next. There's no sense of stability. These kids are going to be messed up.
You have to feel like
they may be rich, but they're going to be messed up.
These women are intentionally not using protection so that they can cash in.
Maybe they need a sex ed class. What are we doing next?
It is Kendall Casey. It's 93 WIBC.
Indianapolis roads, a total disaster. Some of the worst potholes in America. Am I right?
A car on Keystone Avenue just fell into one the size of a swimming pool.
Disgraceful. These roads should be great again. But right now, they look like the surface of the moon.
Suspension repair shops are making a fortune.
Rigged system. But Matt Bear, he's the guy to trust. Tremendous at avoiding these disasters. Just tremendous.
Matt Bear, making your commute great again. Mornings and afternoons on 93 WIBC.
Hey guys, it's Rob for We Grow Hair Indy. And man, I'll tell you what, it's been 4 years since I went to We Grow Hair Indy. And every time I look in the mirror, I say, that was a strong choice. I'm glad I did that. So now here's how it works. You call today, 317-522-2995, 317-522-2995, and you schedule your free consultation. You say, hey, I need some help on top of my head. And you go in. And then Darren and the gang, they take a look at what's going on. They're friendly, they're professional, they won't bite, and then they're going to give you some options on how to make the top of your head look a little bit better. And then you take the information and you decide on your own. In the meantime, you can check it out for yourself. WeGrowHairIndy.com. WeGrowHairIndy.com. You can see some other folks who made the choice to get their confidence back by heading over to We Grow Hair Indy. Schedule that free consultation today, 317-522-2995. Tell them Rob sent you.
If you're living with dry age-related macular degeneration or dry AMD, you may be at risk for developing geographic atrophy or GA. GA can be unpredictable and progress rapidly, leading to irreversible vision loss. Now there's something you can do to
slow it down and get it going slower.
Izervay is proven to slow GA progression.
Izervay gets GA going slower.
Izervay or avacincaptad pagel is a prescription eye injection used to treat GA. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may temporarily increase eye pressure. Your vision may be impaired after an eye injection or exam. Don't delay. Ask your doctor about Izervay today.
Izervay gets GA going slower.
Visit Izervay.com. That's IZERVAY.com.
With Progressive, it's easy to reach customer service with our app, website, chat, or by phone. Because when getting help is hard, it's not help at all.
Little help. A little help over here.
Thank you for calling Bench Press Assistance.
What?
Due to excessive gym volume, all available spotters are currently lifting heavy weights off the chests of other bench pressers.
Seriously?
Please continue to hold, and we will remove the barbell from your chest in the order in which your cry for help was received.
Getting assistance should be easy. With Progressive, it is. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Go where the pros go. Drexel Interiors. For 1951 cabinetry, visit Drexel's Kitchen and Bath Design Centers at 146th and River Road, North Shadeland, or DrexelIN.com.
I can't believe you didn't know that. That was, yeah,
I had no idea.
This is, so Kevin and I, during the break, we'll shoot the breeze, just a couple guys, you know, talking about girls and sports and, you know, whatever.
And hamburgers.
And then, I don't know how we got on this, but we got on strip clubs. I was telling Kevin, stay out of the strip clubs. Nothing ends well for you there. But I was pointing out that one of the best kept secrets for many, many years in Indianapolis was that the Red Garter had phenomenal food.
Yeah, which is where the burger came in, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And so then when the women were still here, the guy who ran the Red Garter, I don't know if he still runs it or not, but he was a big WIBC fan and listened to us all the time. And, of course, I'm not the person today that I used to be. I used to have a little different view of the world and the people in it and how we all fit in together. And so they actually...
Well, you were younger, too.
Yeah, I was in my mid-30s, yeah.
You were younger 4 years ago.
Oh, Kevin, it was like 5 or 6 years ago. Anyway, point is, they offered me the chance to be the celebrity DJ at the Red Garter, and I was going to do it, and then COVID happened, and all that stuff got shut down, and so I never got there. But my point was, they named a hamburger after the women. I don't know if it's still on the menu there or not.
Is it still open? Is the Red Garter still open?
Oh, yeah. Well, you can't get down Illinois, so you wouldn't know.
Yeah.
I think I might have to stroll down there for lunch today.
Well, I'm telling you, I don't even know if they still do lunch there anymore, but I'm saying for years and years and years, that was the best kept secret. To ask Terry Stacy, she'll tell you about. I think Terry Stacy and Pidge used to go there. For lunch.
you were gonna be the DJ there?
Yeah, like in the evening.
Like you'd have to do the announcing then, right?
Yeah.
Coming to the stage.
Well, I told you I had years ago. I had a very good friend who ran one of the well-known gentlemen's establishments here in central Indiana, and I used to go see him operate the facilities. So I'm familiar with how it works.
Sure.
It'd be like, I don't know if you want to get into it or not, but I could give it a go. It'd be like, next up on the stage, put your hands together for Star. But of course, I've long moved past that. But I don't even know how we got on that. I don't know how we even got on that topic. But I was going to say that is.
Yeah, I think we were talking about advertisements and stuff.
Yeah, we were talking about advertisers on the radio station. And so anyway, we were talking about how they came in, and I don't know if they still do lunch there. Don't know.
Kevin, you need to find out and then see if they still want to have Rob be
I'm done with that. Nope, I moved on from that phase.
But you missed your chance.
Well, I missed my calling.
Yeah, don't you want that opportunity?
If I'd also, Casey, if I'd have tried harder in high school, I could have been a professional golfer today. I missed that calling as well. That ship has also sailed. Ships that have sailed. That'll be my new book. Ships that have sailed by Rob Kendall.
What a bummer.
Yeah. It's fine. It's okay.
I'm sorry.
No. I don't even know if that guy still runs the place. I don't know. I'm totally out of that game.
Yeah, they could be under new ownership. You never know. Kevin, we're going to need you to investigate, okay?
Yeah, honestly, I mean, I might have to carry the torch and
you should
take that spot.
You should call down there and say, hey, do you guys still serve lunch? And find out if they still serve the lunch down there.
Okay.
And then, obviously you get lunch wherever you get your lunch. But
I'll get my lunch and see if I can DJ an event.
Yeah, they will know who you are if that dude still runs the place. He was a big WIBC fan.
Yeah, just tell him I want to take the spot that Rob was unable to fulfill.
Yeah. Someone's got to do it.
Right. Do it for the show, Kevin.
Give it up for
Cinnamon.
Venus. Anyway, what are we doing? What's going on?
Okay, so talking about when you were younger, the Mayo Clinic says that push-ups are a good measure of your muscular strength and endurance. And
how many push-ups can you do? Like right now, if I were like Casey, get down there and do push-ups.
I could 5 or 6. I don't know.
What?
If the camera was on, maybe 10.
That's it?
Well, I don't know. I haven't.
When was the last time you did a push-up?
It's been a few years.
Like it's like 2?
Yeah, it's been a few years. I mean, I was planking the other day.
You were doing what?
Planking, which is similar to push-ups.
What is that?
That's a core exercise.
Yeah, it's core exercise.
Sure.
But I got a bad shoulder. I got a bum shoulder, Rob.
This is a sports injury.
Yeah.
So we had a contest. This was years ago. There was some news report out that claimed you should be able to do, I think it was 40 push-ups. If you can't do 40 push-ups, you have signs of heart trouble or something. I can't remember.
Right. That's it exactly.
Nigel and I could do the 40 push-ups. Nigel, I don't know if Nigel got to 10. I don't know. I can't remember. Why are you reading this somewhere?
Well, for men who are 25 years old, the goal is 28 push-ups.
Okay. What about a man who is 40 years old?
Well, for 35-year-old males, it's 21. For 45-year-old males, it's 16.
That's it?
Uh-huh.
No.
And then for 55 and plus, 12.
You want to see how many I can do?
I do. That's why. That's the complete and only reason I brought up this story.
You want me to do it right now?
Yes.
Okay, you're going to do the play-by-play?
On camera.
No. Well, I don't know how we do the cameras. Like, I can't stand up here on this deck.
Well, just get down here behind me.
No, I'm not doing it on camera. You can do the play-by-play.
Okay.
All right, I'll do it. Ready?
What? Are you really doing it? Yeah. Okay, he's taking his sweater off with the I Hate Rob Kendall t-shirt. Where are you doing this at? Did you take your shoes off?
Well, I don't know if these shoes are...
No, you're good.
I don't know. Maybe you're right. Maybe I should try to do them.
Kevin, I feel like we need some push-up music.
Yeah, I need
some
something.
sort of Eye of the Tiger or something.
Why don't we take...
You want to take a break? You need to stretch?
Yeah, I don't want to harm anything. How many do you think I can do?
You're pretty fit. You work out every day.
How many do you think I can do?
I'm going to go 25.
Think I can do 25?
Yeah.
Kev, how many push-ups do you think I can do?
I think you can do 30.
30?
Oh.
All right.
Yeah.
So the goal's 30.
Okay.
All right, so we'll take a break, and then we'll see how many push-ups I can do?
Yeah.
All right, very good.
This is going to be your workout.
Absolutely.
It is Kendall Casey on 93 WIBC.
Planning on inviting friends and family over for basketball tournaments, hockey finals, or baseball preseason? Whatever you're hosting this spring, you know the hustle to get the house looking perfect. But there's one thing you can't fix on your own. It's the uneven front porch, tripping over the raised parts of the driveway, or the cracked pool deck that will surely stand out and ruin your fun. Keep your gatherings fun and your home safe. Start with a free inspection and quote from Indiana Foundation Service. Indiana Foundation Service knows how to fix these problems for you quickly and efficiently. Schedule a free inspection, which includes a no-obligation quote, and the team of experts from Indiana Foundation Service will put together a plan to solve your home's issues. Go to indianafoundation.com today to book your appointment. That's indianafoundation.com. Indiana Foundation Service, your trusted local experts for all things foundation.
Indiana Foundation Service, reliability from the ground up.
You wouldn't know it, but most financial advisors are put in a box. I'm Jeff Jr. from Trajan Wealth, and I want to provide you a little insight about financial advisors. Most financial advisors have to sell what their company requires them to sell, and many advisors have to only adhere to what's called a suitability standard. A suitability standard is a limited standard of care, not requiring what's sold to be best, just suitable. Advisors with this loose standard often have limited investment and product selection. Trajan Wealth is held to a fiduciary standard, which is the highest standard of care in the advisory business. And that's just one of the many reasons we have billions of dollars under our care and attract clients from other advisors. Raise your standards today and call Trajan Wealth. 317-480-4040. That's 317-480-4040.
Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
What's accompanying this rain? It's also 46 degrees in downtown Indy. I'm John Herrick, and this report's brought to you by Window Nation. Here's what's trending at 11:30. What's making the rain feel more intense at times today across Indiana is the wind.
Yeah, we're going to be looking at gusts in that 30 to 40 mile per hour range throughout the day. So within the showers, you might have a brief increase towards, that 40 to 50 mile per hour gust.
Aaron Updike with the National Weather Service in Indianapolis says you might get some snow this evening. Texas Democrat Al Green was removed from President Trump's speech to Congress Tuesday night. Afterwards, he said he had a good reason for yelling at Trump.
And I want him to know that his budget calls for deep cuts in Medicaid.
He says the president has no mandate to cut Medicaid. And today is Ash Wednesday, which means it's the first day of Lent. On the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
I will never forget the day we found out my brother needed a heart transplant. Sure, you hear about people needing an organ sometimes, but it doesn't feel real until you're the one waiting. I tell you, we're just thankful. God answered our prayers. But my brother wouldn't be alive today without that transplant. That's why I signed up to be an organ donor at the BMV, because I want to be the answer to someone else's prayers.
Sign up to be an organ donor. Say yes the next time you're at the BMV.
Hey folks, Scott Wilson here from Wilson Farm Market. Even in winter, we're bringing you the best in farm fresh flavors. Stop in for our fresh salad bar, hot and crispy wing bar, and a cheese selection that is second to none. Got a sweet tooth? Our homemade pies, creamy fudge, and old-fashioned candy will hit the spot. Come see us on US 31 just north of Carmel. We're open every day 9 to 6. At Wilson Farm Market, we're all about fresh, local, and delicious. See you soon.
Feeling the aches and pains of everyday life slowing you down? Introducing Blue Emu, America's #1 emu oil formula for pain relief. In a recent clinical trial, 91% of users saw improvement after using Blue Emu. Whether you're working hard, playing harder, or just staying active, Blue Emu penetrates deep to relieve joint and muscle pain fast. And best of all, you won't stink. Join the 91% who felt the difference. Find Blue Emu at your local retailer or online. Blue Emu works fast and you won't stink.
Hammer and Nigel here, inviting you to join us as we kick off the weekend every Friday around 5:45 with Beer Sample Friday, brought to you by our friends at Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus.
You're listening to the Kendall and Casey Show on 93 WIBC.
All right, so there's a new study came out. Mayo Clinic suggests that push-ups are a good measure of physical strength and endurance. And they say adults who can perform push-ups are 96% less likely to develop heart conditions. Regular exercise linked to a reduced risk in heart disease, cancer, dementia, and diabetes. CDC recommends 150 minutes of moderate, intense physical activity per week. Per week.
Right.
Now, Kevin brought up a good point, Rob.
Yeah, what's that?
You are used to carrying Livy around. You've got dad strength.
Well, here's the thing, too, and I've been, like, I mean, I may be rotting on the inside, but I'm pretty well preserved on the outside.
Yeah.
I mean, I've always used that to my competitive advantage in various social circles that,
Right.
Look, this is why I was able to marry a woman who's 15 years younger than me. Look at how young and beautiful I look.
Look at you.
Right.
I mean, have you seen
I do
you?
not look 41 years old.
So they say that for a 35-year-old man, the goal should be 21 push-ups. For a 45-year-old man, should be 16.
Yeah.
You're right in the middle of that.
Yeah.
So I said, I'm pretty confident because you do work out. You can do 25.
Yeah.
Kevin pushed you. He said he's going to see if you can do 30.
30, yeah.
But now we've raised the bar to 40.
40. If I do 40 push-ups, you got to buy me a Long Island, and then I want to watch you take 93 minutes to order a glass of wine.
Okay,
we haven't done that in a while.
Long Island from anywhere you want.
Yeah, okay.
If you can do 40 push-ups.
All right, very good. All right, are we going to do it now? We got the camera on the YouTube feed, by the way. So you guys, it's not like zoomed in things. We're trying to move things around, but I'll go over there and do it. You do the play-by-play?
Yep,
All right,
I got it.
Here we go.
All right, so you got to have your toes in the right position. Legs, abs, shoulders, back, arms, they all work. I'm ready when you are. He's down on the floor. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 1, 2, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40. Wow! That was quick.
Now I got to be totally honest.
No
I think your form was a little off. Just a little bit.
No way.
I feel like you got to straighten out a little more.
Wow.
I think your pelvic region was almost touching the floor.
Are you even breaking a sweat? You did that so quick.
Now, can I make a confession?
You do that every day as part of your workout.
I have
don't
those
you?
perfect push-up things. I do like 60 a day with the perfect push-ups.
You knew you could do it all along. That's incredible. All right, well, I take all the bad things I say about your bowling game back.
But I mean, that's it's not like some great feat of strength. It's not, climbing Mount McKinley or anything, but
Wow. That was quite the display. Impressive.
Now, do you see why so many people, like in social circles, just were so enamored with me?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, right?
I totally get it.
I am impressed
totally get
that
it.
you're able to talk without being out of breath.
Yeah.
Now you know what?
I'm probably, like I said, I'm probably rotting on the inside, but I think outside I'm okay.
Yeah, your soul may be black, but your physical, your body's good. So I think what we should do is you need to do this display at the rally.
At the rally?
Yes. And challenge any one of these lawmakers
like how many push-ups
who can't cut our property taxes.
That's right.
Like be like, oh, okay, tough guy. Come on, get up here on stage.
How many push-ups do you think Scott Baldwin could do?
Oh, gosh. I don't know. I'll give him 10. I'll give him 10 if the pressure's on. There's no way you could school him in that.
How many push-ups do you think Todd Houston could do?
Maybe less.
I
know.
Bray.
Todd Young challenged the rep from Pennsylvania. And I think the rep from Pennsylvania had to end up doing the push-ups.
There was some bet, wasn't there?
Yeah, it was some bet.
It was like the Penn State Notre Dame football game?
Army-Navy game, I think is what it was.
Yeah.
And they ended up doing them outside. Actually, no, they did them together outside the Capitol at the same time. And I don't know. That was pretty good, Rob.
Yeah, well,
pretty good, Rob Kendall.
You know, it's not easy, maintaining this fine girlish figure, but it's what it is.
You'll
be thinking about that all day, won't you?
I'm gonna be thinking.
You're gonna
about
go home and say, Jim, how many push-ups can you do?
I wonder how many he can do. Boy,
he's pretty fit.
He's not gonna be able to do 40. I could.
Well, he had a major surgery.
Well, yeah, but
pre-surgery, I bet he could have done it. No problem.
40?
Jim's pretty fit.
You think so?
Yeah, no problem.
I'm going to find out tonight.
Cab, how many think you could do? When's the last time you did? You work out all the time.
Yeah, I usually do 25.
Oh, I should probably move that camera back. People want to see me.
Oh, right. They want to see you breaking a little bead of sweat there on your forehead. So now I'm going to have to go home and see how many I can do without the cameras on and then let you know.
Does that look remotely straight, Kevin?
I think it could be centered a little more. Maybe move it to your left.
This is some great radio we're doing here.
There we go.
What are we doing? Do we have time to do anything? Do we have time?
Well, did you see, you put this actually on the template from yesterday, that parenting actually, it will make you feel younger. That's pretty much what it is.
What's that?
It keeps your brain young.
Yeah, I saw that, which is why I'm so smart.
Besides the physical side of things, it will keep your brain young, especially if you have multiple kids.
Yeah.
It's because chasing those children around is linked to increased brain connectivity.
You know what? So my wife and I decided that for our sanity, we ought to spread it out just a little bit, because she's the most important part of the equation. So she's got more time than I do. But it's like these people that have kids, like Nick, our what is he? Digital guy.
Our digital guy.
Great guy.
Mm-hmm.
Him and his wife had kids like that.
Yeah,
like back
stair
to back.
steps. Boom, boom, boom.
I have no idea how people do that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it is a full-time endeavor to take care of a toddler, one toddler. I can't imagine much less having another baby while you have, a 20-month-old kid.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It does take a lot, I would imagine. But they say that, this helps parents with multiple children show greater social connectivity, and that's one of the reasons why their brain is younger as well. So I don't know if you want to keep your brain young.
The only thing
for
me
number 2
is the lack of sleep.
Mm-hmm.
It's just that is the biggest thing of parenting. That is the biggest thing that I have found that is the biggest disruptor. It's not the engaging with your kid or playing with your kid or reading to your kid or any of that.
Mm-hmm.
It's the lack of sleep that comes with parenting. Now, I never slept a lot anyway, so I don't need a lot of sleep, but holy smokes. I mean, I often wonder how single parents did
How do they do it?
Like a mom who has I'm not talking about like I'm a single parent, my kid is 12 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Like that kid can function, can think for themselves, whatever. And I'm not saying that's not a full-time gig to love them and take care of them, but I'm saying a baby, like how a single mother accomplishes that on her own, that's unbelievable to me, how they're able to do that.
Yeah. Hopefully they have a good support system to help out.
I'm gonna go show my wife that video.
Yeah.
Boy, she's gonna be real excited to see that.
I bet she will.
Oh my goodness.
You do that all the
Gonna
time.
be a good night in the Kendall household.
Don't you? You're like, hey baby, I'm gonna do some push-ups for you. Come watch this. Abdul's gonna join us next. It is Kendall and Casey. It's 93 WIBC.
Hammer and Nigel show 3:06 this afternoon. We will recap the Donald Trump speech last night. We got tons of highlights for you, and the Tonus, Tony Kennett, will join us. 93 WIBC.
Hey guys, it's Rob from my friends at Save a Tree. They're the tree, shrub, and lawn experts. And as I told you guys last week, Sean from Save a Tree came out, took a look around my property, and gave me some suggestions on how to make my lawn the envy of the neighborhood. and make my yard look great after some tough weather this past winter. And now I'm kind of putting some final details together. I'm making some final choices, and I am so excited to have my yard thriving, and I can't wait to enjoy it all summer long. I'm so glad I called the guys at Save a Tree, and I think this could be one of the best home upgrades I've ever made. Talking with Sean and the guys at Save a Tree, they were professional, they were on time. You can tell they really care about what they do, and they care about making your lawn look great. See how beautiful your yard can be. Set up your own evaluation at saveatree.com, SAVATREE.com, or dial pound 250 on your smart device and say the keyword Save a Tree. Save a Tree, the tree, shrub, and lawn experts. Tell them Rob sent you.
Hammer and Nigel here for Window Nation. Winters are long here in the area, and if you're tired of seeing and feeling that winter weather coming in past your old windows like I was, you need Window Nation. Their high-quality, energy-efficient windows will get rid of those drafts to keep your costly heat inside, lower your monthly utility bills, and keep your home comfortable year-round. And they're affordable, too. Right now, get 2 windows free for every 2 you buy. Plus, with 0 down and no payments or interest for 2 years, you could get new windows installed in 1 day and not pay anything until 2027.
Imagine what you could do with all that extra money in your pocket. Plus, they're guaranteed for life. Don't miss out on your chance to take advantage of the buy 2, get 2 for free promotion, and you don't pay anything until 2027. Schedule your fast free estimate right now at 866-90-NATION or go to windownation.com.
Hey, listen, are you a 50-year-old person looking for term life insurance? Then you need to talk to Bob. Bob specializes in helping people find $1 million or more of term life insurance for a couple of $100 a month. Look, you need to know there's a price war in the term life insurance business, and you may be paying too much. Call Bob, and he'll shop and see how much money he can save you. Look, this could be the last term life insurance policy you ever have. Your rates are guaranteed for the next 20 years. That's right, guaranteed level rates for the next 20 years. And if you're a smoker or your health is not perfect, Bob has great rates for you too. So for $1 million of term life insurance coverage for a couple of $100 a month, call Bob right now. 800-890-5075. 800-890-5075. 800-890-5075. That's 800-890-5075. Paid for by Term Direct.
That's are us. When dreams don't get in, that's are us.
Right now, get $1,500 off a shower or tub replacement or $3,000 off a full bathroom remodel, plus low to no monthly payments. Call 765-545-BATH to schedule your free estimate or go to bathsareus.com. 765-545-BATH.
That's are us. When dreams don't get in, that's are us.
I occasionally have nerve discomfort in my hands, so the things I love to do
Let's play something, Grandma.
became difficult as I got older.
If you have occasional stabbing and burning in your hands and feet, try Nervive Nerve Relief. Nervive's clinically studied dose of alpha-lipoic acid reduces occasional nerve discomfort in as little as 7 days with continued daily use. Say yes to healthy nerves with Nervive Nerve Relief.
These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Discover Barkeep Vodka, the cleanest and smoothest vodka thanks to its unique compression filtering by Indy-based True Essence.
Top shelf quality and value, and you're supporting local Indiana farms. Grab a bottle at any Indiana store or visit barkeepvodka.com.
My quality of life is so different, but one of the first things that I noticed was my breathing. I don't ever remember being able to breathe like that.
You want to listen all day to WIBC, but you don't always have time. Don't worry. There's a podcast for that. The WIBC Mashup. Daily highlights from your favorite hosts, Tony Katz, Kendall and Casey, and Hammer and Nigel. Subscribe wherever you get your podcasts.
I was raised on the radio. Raised on the radio. Just an
Well, we're not the type of guys to say we told you so, but
we told you so.
We told you so. It's the Kendall and Casey show. I'm Rob Casey's here. Abdul Akib Shabazz. You know him from IndyPolitics.org. Hello.
Good morning.
So we were chuckling earlier this week. I think this was Monday, that there are a bunch of people that are enraged at you and now me because the Marion County GOP chairman race went exactly the way we said it was going to go for the reasons we said it was going to go the way that it did. And then it did. And then somehow we're to blame for that.
Now, I will admit that I was wrong in my prediction for the Marion County Republican chairperson. So I predicted Natalie Goodwin would beat John Schmidt 65-35. She beat him 66-34.
Well, I mean, so, for people who missed Monday's show, there was the Republicans and Democrats
across Indiana.
Yeah, had their organization day where the county parties pick their chairman, their vice chairman, the
secretary treasurer, their executive committee.
Yeah, right. And so as part of that, obviously Marion County was included, and there was a contentious race for the Marion County GOP chairman in which Natalie Goodwin was sort of the establishment, big money type of people come behind her, and then John Schmitz was the insurgent conservative candidate. And look, I said this as somebody who I think party would have been served with Schmitz winning. He hung out with idiots and in an event where everybody knows what's going on. The precinct committeemen are the ultimate party insiders. They know who everybody is, and they know the company you keep. And I told him, I said, there's a bunch of people are not going to vote for you because of the people that you have chosen to publicly associate with. And that's exactly what happened.
Yes, you're absolutely correct. So whether it was Gabriel Whitley, who ran for Congress in the 7th Congressional District, who's now been indicted for campaign finance fraud, is going to be sentenced in about a month or so.
Also a felony charge.
Felony charge, and also threats and intimidation against me.
Do we call that at the state level?
The state level. So he's got facing state and federal felony charges. Also, he endorsed Bob Kern at the state Democratic Convention last year, and Kern being a Democrat and Schmitz a Republican. So it had everybody sort of scratching their heads like, what the heck is going on? Here?
And real quick, now he's trying to say Schmitz had, told me the other day, I forget exactly how he worded it. He's like, I was not campaigning for him. I was keeping an eye on him or something like that. And it's like, dude, you were campaigning for him. You can call bananas if you want. You were there, and you were supporting him.
And because I asked him directly, because I was there. I'm like, hey, John, what are you doing here? Because at first I thought he was lost. Because it was like a builders convention going on. So I'm like, okay, no, it's a convention. You get sort of turned around and, with all the hallways and everything. He's like, I'm here supporting Bob Kern. Like, but Bob Kern's a Democrat lieutenant gubernatorial candidate, and you're the Republican candidate for what?
Yeah.
Like, and by the way, you do realize Andre Carson's here too.
and in his mind, and he was told this multiple times by me, and I imagine other people told him too. There was no registering, no matter how many times he was told, you're hanging out with people who are poison to the people who know what's going on. It just didn't register with him, hey, that might come back to bite me in the backside. So it's hard to have sympathy for some guy when you tell him repeatedly, hey, you're a heck of a nice guy. You got a lot of passion and energy. Would like to see you do some good things. That's not going to happen as long as you're hanging out with these knuckleheads. And then it happens, and everybody's like, well, didn't see that one coming. How could you not have seen that coming?
Stevie Wonder saw this coming.
So then instead of doing, and look, I've said this publicly, I'll say it again. I don't think Natalie Goodwin's going to do anything different than what's already going on. I don't think there's going to be any changes to Marion County. I don't think anything better is going to take place. But just running against someone in a party insider event, which is what running for a chairman is, that doesn't work because those are her friends, right, that are showing up to vote. Those are people who support her. Just going, you suck, do different. That's not a strategy for something like this.
Here's my theory: to caucus like that, if you don't know the person, they're probably not voting for you.
Exactly. It's an ultimate thing of relationships. And unlike elections, where I always looked at elections like people like me can go find votes. I can go find new people who don't normally engage. I can go knock on your door and convince you, and you're not on a list or whatever else, I can go get your vote. That doesn't happen here. They're all insider people who know everything and everyone, and they know what's going on. They know who Gabe Whitley is. They know who Bob Kern is. And they know if you're running around with them, if you're supporting them, they're going to hold that against you. I don't understand why this was some huge surprise to Schmitz and his supporters.
And more importantly, they showed up. They showed up on that Saturday morning.
Right. And a big part of it was not even voting for her. It was voting against him. And then after the event, instead of just doing self-reflection and going, boy, that probably wasn't a great idea. He probably wasn't a great candidate. We have to run someone better, someone without that sort of baggage. We got to get better candidates. They just got mad at us for pointing out the obvious.
And then the ultimate in, like, do you people friggin' get this? Is that the argument was, well, they had so many appointed PCs that the PCs weren't appointed, they were just elected, then I would have won. Really? Seriously?
Okay, let's just accept that on his premise, which is, first of all, then you got to run people for those positions because it is an elected position. So why didn't you run people for those positions? But take that out of the equation. You know the rules of this going in. You know it is rigged. The game is heavily tilted for these things on the establishment side. So you don't get to whine about it afterwards if you know that's the thing and you choose to engage in the thing.
And by the way, also don't annoy the candidates like you did my wife, because my wife was a precinct committee person. When I ran for mayor, she got appointed back in 23. She hates politics and can't stand it, but she did it just for me, so I got to go buy her like a dozen eggs to apologize for everything. But the Schmitz people kept texting her, kept sending stuff in the mail. She's like, "This is like, honey, who is this person? He's really getting on my nerves right now."
Yeah, you got to play the game that is in front of you. Can't play the game that you want to play, and ultimately just screaming about how much the establishment sucks, which they do, but then going after people like me. I didn't have a vote in this. At least you had a vote in it. Mm-hmm. I didn't have a vote in it. I was just a person who's capable of pointing out what is clear in front of everyone, which is when you hang out with idiots and high-profile idiots, don't be surprised if that doesn't work out well for you.
And the other thing, too, that I think really cemented everything was at these caucuses, the parties are nominated. Somebody gets up, gives a 2-minute speech to nominate them, and then they give their speech. So Cindy Carrasco, state senator, she nominated Natalie Goodwin. Schmidt had an African-American preacher. I don't know who he was, but the guy got up there, and he opened up his words by starting singing Amazing Grace.
Wait, what?
Yes. He started singing the Amazing Grace. My jaw dropped to the floor. I'm like, oh, my God, what's next? Swing Low, Sweet Chariot, or Camptown Races? Oh, my God, you've got to be kidding me. And everybody just, even Schmidt's, like, some of his most arch-darn supporters were like, oh, my God.
Yeah.
Like, if it wasn't lost before, it definitely is now.
Marion County is a lost cause. You should flee if you can, but thanks for sticking around.
Hey, it's my pleasure.
Abdul Hakim Shabazz, you can find him at indiepolitics.org, indiepolitics.org. You're the best. Thank you.
Thank you.
That's going to do it for us today. Great job, Casey. Great job, Kevin. And most importantly, great job to you, the listener. Without you, there is no us. It's Kendall and Casey Show, 93 WIBC.
Has the holiday season left you overwhelmed, stressed out, and overweight? Do you feel frustrated when you think about what you need to do to be healthy and feel better? You deserve a simple approach to a stronger, healthier, and more enjoyable life. Exercise Inc. has been helping people in Central Indiana reach their health and fitness goals for 20 years. The approach is simple. Strength train with a certified coach once a week for 20 minutes. Adopt the 9 simple habits you need to follow to change your health and lose weight. Then get out there and enjoy life, because you'll be stronger and have more energy, and you're going to feel better, and you'll lose weight, and you'll probably even look better too. And you may even be able to get off of some of those prescription medications. Exercise Inc., Avon, Brownsburg, Greenwood, Zionsville, and now in Fishers. The studios are private, no mirrors, no music, and no spandex. Just you and a professional coach working to reach your goals for the new year. Go to exerciseinc.com today to sign up for a free consultation.
When is the right time to file for Social Security? Well, that's a difficult decision today. You have to consider that Social Security is running out of money. You also need to consider the tax hit on your benefits and your IRA and 401k withdrawals. And finally, you should consider your spousal benefits. If you don't consider all these things, you could leave a lot of money on the table.
Bill Demery, your retirement guy. He's going to show you how you could get the most income from Social Security with a free, customized Social Security analysis. So if you've saved more than $200,000, but you've not yet filed for Social Security, schedule your free analysis right now by calling Bill Demery, 317-648-5120. That's 317-648-5120. Bill Demery, my retirement guy. He should be your retirement guy. 317-648-5120.
America respects our first responders and veterans, the brave whose business is taking action when calamity strikes. It's dangerous work, often surrounded by sirens, shouting, even gunfire, so hearing loss is probable. First responders can turn to Relay Indiana. If you have trouble hearing on the telephone, visit RelayIndiana.com for voice recognition technology phones that allow the hearing impaired to have normal phone conversations. And there's loaned equipment for those who qualify. Get clarity back on the phone. Visit RelayIndiana.com.
I'm Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I learned about atrial fibrillation the hard way. My symptoms would come and go. Shortness of breath, fatigue. I kept going. Then I got so lightheaded, I couldn't. My doctor said I have AFib, so I'm about 5 times more likely to have a stroke. Other symptoms, irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain can come and go, but the risk of stroke stays. If you have symptoms, tell a doctor. Visit notimetowait.com.
Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Are you ready to build your custom dream home? Joyner Homes is ready to make your dream come true. Over 18 years, Joyner Homes, based out of Greenfield, have built hundreds of homes in central Indiana, and the best place to start is JoynerHomes.com. That's where you'll find pricing, photos of completed Joyner homes to inspire you, available home sites, and info on where you can visit their model homes, and a lot more. Be sure to check out Joyner Homes' 5-star Google reviews. Get started today at JoynerHomes.com.
Build your cybersecurity skills and prep for thousands of open positions employers are desperate to fill. Attend classes live online or on campus. Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation today. Financial aid is available to those who qualify.
Go where the pros go. Drexel Interiors. For 1951 cabinetry, visit Drexel's Kitchen and Bath Design Centers at 146th and River Road, North Shadeland, or DrexelIN.com.
On the level, on the go. 93 WIBC Indianapolis.
Coming up.
A cold front's going to pass through during the day.
I received an important letter from President Zelensky of Ukraine.
Whatever the punishment is, I'm not fighting the punishment.
They're so big and so athletic.
This is the WIBC News at noon.
Expect it to change soon.
I'm Ryan Hedrick.
And I'm John Herrick. Here's what's trending at 12 noon. Rain is falling right now all across Indiana, but that is supposed to change later.
A cold front's going to pass through during the day, dropping temperatures throughout the day. We'll still have some scattered rain showers throughout, and then as we get into the evening hours, we're going to start approaching that freezing point, and these rain showers will start turning into snow showers.
Aaron Updike with the National Weather Service in Indianapolis says he expects light accumulations of snow.
President Trump delivered a speech to joint session of Congress Tuesday night. He said he heard from Ukraine's president.
Earlier today, I received an important letter from President Zelensky of Ukraine. The letter reads, Ukraine is ready to come to the negotiating table as soon as possible.
Some Hoosiers rallied in Noblesville and told the Indiana Republican Congresswoman Victoria Spartz to show more support to Ukraine. Trump says ending the war between Russia and Ukraine is one of his biggest priorities as it's bringing back law and order to America.
We're also once again giving our police officers the support, protection, and respect they so dearly deserve. They have to get it. They have such a hard, dangerous job, but we're going to make it less dangerous.
He said the previous administration halted law enforcement against